Entitled Neighbor's Power Trip Backfires on Her Again. Lock in.
Joe! She experiences Joe! And she experiences goddamn handcuffs! Now have you been offended as an American? Me too! I don't want to be here! Take me to
Is she purposefully like, is she purposefully screaming like that, or is this like a bit?
Africa, you sucking! Take me to Africa, you American! Me too! I don't want to be here! Take me to Africa, you sucking!
On April 15th, 2025 in Ohio, police were called.
Where in Africa? A little racist. Yeah, because you never actually where in Africa. I don't want to be in the United States anymore. Take me to Africa. That'd be like, I don't want to be in the United States anymore. Take me to South America. Take me to Europe. No, you would say a country.
Called when a woman insisted on pressing charges because her package was left at the wrong door.
I don't know what's
Pressing charges because her package was left at the wrong door. Oh my God. Chat, on Halloween, I ordered Burger King at the Airbnb I was at. And I already told y'all about how when I ordered the Uber, I was so drunk that I thought he left because I saw a car pulling away and I was calling him. And I was like, dude, you fucking left. We're right here. And then he walked right up to me and he's like, bro, I'm right here. And that was like really awkward. When we got back, I ordered Burger King and the guy dropped it off like 3 doors down. And I was, he drops it off at like 2 in the morning. And I like see on my phone that it arrived. I'm like, oh shit, I open the door, it's not there. I hear like people walking down the street, and I immediately in my head go, they fucking took my Burger King. So barefoot, I ran in Kensington, PA, down the street and turned the corner to see if these people had my fucking Burger King. And I'm like, I call the guy. I'm like, yo, where the fuck's my food? He's like, I dropped it off. I'm like, bro, I think somebody stole it. And he's like, well, I can't really. And then as I'm saying that, I walk back and I see it's on like a doorstep, like 4 over. I'm like, oh, you left it in the wrong place. Never mind. And then I hung up on him. I didn't even let him respond to me. And then I just pick it up and ate it.
going on, man.
I don't know.
All right.
She was yelling crazy shit and threatening her.
Okay. We'll see what the matter is.
You have a lampshade, a little wax plugged into the wall, a lock, a cord for the windows next door don't come in. Ring, ring.
Is this just me, or does this not look like an apartment complex? This looks like a dormitory. Like the way these hallways are set up, like this doesn't, what is this? This doesn't feel like a fucking apartment.
You have a lampshade, a little wax plugged into the wall, a lock, a cord.
It's assisted living.
Windows next door don't come in. Ring, ring. Wired into the wall at a tiny house. Nothing in this goddamn house but windows closed.
Hello.
And a goddamn radio on.
Did you call?
She called.
Is it Helen that called?
Yes.
Okay.
But she's that upset. I mean, like, I would maybe get you getting more mad if you didn't live in an apartment and somebody dropped a package like 3 houses over, because, like, you would never know. But, like, you just walk out of your door and you're like, oh, it's right there. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, across the hallway called too.
Okay. I talked to Helen just for a minute.
Yes.
And who's she going to press charges on? Amazon? Was she going to sue a $1 trillion corporation?
Hello, are you Helen?
Yeah.
Did you said the aide delivered a package?
FedEx or
Oh,
something.
okay, gotcha.
And they put it in front of my door.
Mhm.
And my aide just picked it up and brought it to me.
Your aide, okay,
and I
gotcha.
didn't look at it. And I just opened it and I saw it, but it was.
Oh, she wants to press charges on this woman? That's not her fault. Have you guys ever opened somebody else's mail? You're not supposed to, but, like, they're not going to sue you. Like, there's so many instances where you get mail delivered to, like, the wrong apartment. Like, it'll be 1 over, or they put it in the wrong lockbox, and you open it. Because you're not thinking, you're like, oh, this is my mail. You open it, and it's like, Dear Richard, and you're like, oh, that's not me. Fucking put it back in.
Yeah.
It's illegal, but you're never going to get in trouble. It's illegal to open other people's mail if you're, like, going in their mailbox or their lockbox or their doorstep. Like, you don't read. Well, no, if I open my lockbox and it's in there, I'm assuming it's for me. You know? Like, I'm not going to go, oh, this is somebody else's mail. No, it's fucking my lockbox. So you open it, and then you go, oh, shit. And then you just put it back, and you probably know your neighbor, so you're like, this is for you. You don't read it. Like, I'm not going to fucking, eavesdrop their fucking bill or whatever, their mail. But you just see it's not for you.
I saw her, I took it to her.
Okay,
And I
no
told her,
problem.
I said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to open this. I didn't even look at it, Sonia. I said, Nancy brought it to me, and I didn't even pay attention.
And she's crashing out that hard, one door over. What do you think the mail was? It was from Bad Dragon. Then I'd maybe get the crash out. It's just like a fucking dragon fucking dildo. Like that, then I'd be like, oh shit, you weren't supposed to open that. But like if it's just like regular mail, why would you care?
And she didn't say anything then, but now she's going nuts.
It's just like really weird chemicals. That would be more concerning. It's like, oh, I didn't know this was mine. Why did you buy all the chemicals needed to like make meth?
She's been in the hall screaming and cussing. This is the third time.
But she has it in her apartment?
She threw it in the hallway and was trying to give it to me, and I wouldn't take it. I
Okay.
put it back by her.
Okay.
But she told me that she's going to file.
Do you think she's screaming? Who do you think she's screaming at right now? Like we hear her in the next door. Way too many photos on the wall in this house. Could I say that as well? I'm not trying to judge the inner decor of an individual's living, quarters. Do as you wish. But I feel like I'm in a Cracker Barrel, okay? The wall is full of imagery. Too much, I would say. There's 35 fucking hanging portraits right here.
Federal charges on me for opening her mail, and that I'm the reason.
I love it. Oh, I can respect it. It's like a grandma living space,
She's getting addicted.
Yeah.
Can I turn on subtitles? Because I feel like I can barely hear this woman, and then when the other lady starts screaming, I'm not going to know what she's saying.
But she told me that she's going to file federal charges on me for opening her mail, and that I'm the reason she's getting addicted.
Yeah.
This is the third time that the laws come today.
Yeah.
And the guys,
I was here earlier.
Oh, were you?
Mhm.
I know that one of them said that if she does it again, they're going to take her.
Yeah. See what we could do here.
I love that. Not a regular knock. Dum, 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 to just keep banging on it until she opens the door.
Hey, come to the door.
What's
I
wrong?
know somebody broke a cell on my goddamn government phone and I'm pissed.
What's the matter this
I will press charges. This goddamn woman right here. I will press charges on her on my government goddamn phone.
What happened?
She broke the cell. It's got 17 president seals. Press charges on her now.
You have the phone?
No!
Looks like you do.
I want this replaced. See this? See this? It's a goddamn
The phone's unopened. How does she know it's broken? It still has the fucking plastic seal on it.
government phone.
It still hasn't been broken. It's still,
It's got codes. Now shut up.
it's intact.
You see this truck? You see this paw print? Thumb, 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 thumb. You see this thumb? See this thumb? You see this thumb? See this thumb?
Hold on, let me go get my black light. Do you see all this? There's like ectoplasm all over this package. I think I need to press charges.
You see these numbers? You see this name and numbers? You see name and numbers for the security? My name is Sonia, 5 letters. It's switch. On a phone for D. And then you can click on that. You click on this. You click on my goddamn name.
What is she saying? I can't understand her.
You're done.
And there's subtitles. You click like this. You click on the goddamn mothering car. You're done. Letters switch on the phone, pretty, and then you click on. What is she? The fuck is she talking about?
Yep. You're under arrest.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Now who opened my phone shit?
I would say that you would have grounds to press charges if they continued to open the phone. Can we agree on that? I think this would be a reasonable crash out if, like, she opened the phone. Like, if you get somebody else's mail, you open the package, you go, this is an iPhone. I didn't order an iPhone. And then you put it back. Fine. But if they go, oh, an iPhone. And then they fucking start setting it up. You know, like, then I'd get it. If it was like, you fucking open the box, you open the iPhone, you're like, this isn't mine. You know, free iPhone. And then you just fucking start going through the steps. No, I don't want to set up Siri right now. No, do later. Oh, yeah, no, I will sign up for this different screen color. Ooh, I got to choose a wallpaper. Not like that, then I would get it.
In my phone shit. I threw in the hallway. What, candy?
Got it.
That's a government phone. And somebody.
Why does she keep saying that's the government's phone? Because the government's providing her a phone or something? Hold up.
Opened my mail in a hotel. They broke their cell on theft. Now I want Helen arrested too. We're both going handcuffs. Get Helen too. We're going together as twins. Get Helen. Let me pick up my trash.
No.
Get Helen.
No. Quit yelling at me.
Dude, she's like the worst neighbor ever. Like, what would be worse? Actually having a crackhead as like a neighbor. Even then, I honestly, like, they would probably bother you less. Like, she's a Karen. Like, she doesn't leave you alone. She's just like pestering you.
I've had enough.
No, Helen's going with me. She broke the seal. Give me the seal in my mouth. Give me the seal in my mouth and my license.
We're gonna leave it there.
No, you're not.
Did they just say put the cell phone? She said put the cell phone in her mouth.
You're locking my door. Give me my goddamn license and my purse.
Where's your keys?
You're giving me my license and my purse.
What?
You're locking the door, giving me my license and my purse, and you're taking Helen with me in cuffs. No!
Where's your keys at, Sonya? So we can lock
Give me my goddamn purse on my neck!
I'm so surprised that the cops are just like very monotone right now. Do you think they've interacted with this woman multiple times? Like, they just don't care that she's crashing out.
Can I deal my crack? And you're arresting Helen for breaking a cell. She broke the law!
You threw the keys up on the fridge, or was that just them?
They're always on the hook every goddamn time! To the left, you banana! You never get back here! It's on the banana!
Oh my God. See, no, this gives me anxiety. Like, just the amount of stuff that's just like laying around. Holy shit, dude. There's just boxes everywhere.
It's on the banana! Catch your dick at the banana!
There they are.
Put it on my hair!
Catch your dick at the banana? Huh?
At the banana!
There they are.
Put it on my hair!
I hope so.
Get the goddamn envelope that is opened illegally!
Back up.
Get the goddamn that did it! Right now! Right, mother now with me!
It's a guy getting electrocuted. I actually...
Alright, your apartment's locked, okay?
Like, does she really think that if this went to court, a jury would go, yeah, let's convict the woman that opened an Amazon package, instantly saw it wasn't hers, and then returned it? Like, what? And like an old woman at that. Just like, her aide gives her the package.
Get the goddamn...
They'd be like, yeah, no, you're definitely in the right here. You're definitely in the right here. We need to get rid of this woman right now. We can't have people opening others' packages at all.
You did it!
Let's go.
On a government phone! See
You keep
this
saying a government phone, like that makes it a bigger deal.
right here that kicked me out of the f***ing haunted hotel? You see that goddamn...
You can walk.
She f***ing did it! And kicked in the goddamn nuts, you fucking love...
What counts as a threat to a police officer? Like saying you're going to kill them or hurt them? Like, would that be a threat? Her being like, I'm going to kick you in your fucking balls?
You f***ing witch, on a switch. You want to my mouth, you dumpster? Slip and slide in blood. On
Did she just say you want to come in my mouth?
my mouth, you dumpster. Slip and slide in blood. On Freeport and Wi-Fi on your haunted hotel in Chile. You want to upside down your pole.
What is she saying? What is she saying? She said you want to come in my mouth inside blood on free Wi-Fi. Then maybe go to Chili's and get a... then maybe you go to Chili's, get a triple dipper together. Head back to Hotel Inn. Maybe have a nice night. Watch a movie or two. Maybe, you know, things get a little freaky. And then the next day, we end up having breakfast for free because it is comped breakfast at the hotel. And we maybe get cinnamon buns, share some scrambled eggs, and then go on a nice day walk. It is sunny out, so she's, like, planning out so many different things.
On 13 orbits of teeth. You f***ing sucker. Son of a mother. We got bear there. I'm gonna climb it like a monkey.
Have a good night, guys.
I got a tank out back. Got the goddamn keys put on my neck. Did you get my purse? But I get my ass crack.
You don't need it.
I got shit to paint with.
Calm down here.
It's jail, mother.
That's where you're going.
For Helen, too. Put Helen in jail. She experiences jail. And she experiences goddamn handcuffs.
You got her.
Handcuffs in goddamn jail.
What are you trying to do?
Put her in handcuffs.
I don't want to slip it.
And put her in jail. She rides and backs with me.
What
You better put her.
Okay, they're laughing. I was gonna say there's no way this entire video they never like smile. Like she's just screaming like nonsense obscenities at them and they're just like, you need to relax. No, you need to calm down.
Put Helen in the other goddamn car.
Start
You put Helen.
knocking out some of the report for me.
Well, get your ass in the car.
You put Helen in the other goddamn car. You're not pick me up and put me in your piggy. I'm awful heavy. How much can you weigh? You want to unlock them so I can climb in? Okay, that's what you Let's play pretend.
Get on that side over here, man. All right, come on.
Oh, she's refusing to get up now and she said, I'm pretty heavy. Good luck.
I'm like a half in a wheelchair. I can't. I'm like in a wheelchair.
Stand
I don't
up.
like my arms. I'm a wheelchair.
Okay, well, stand
I'm
up.
paraplegic. I can't.
Stand
I'm
up.
handicapped. I can't. I have a wheelchair handicap accessibility.
We know you could walk.
She just said, is she trying to say that her legs don't work and she needs a wheelchair? She just walked fucking multiple stories into an elevator, down the steps.
I legally can't.
Stand up.
You dropped me on the goddamn floor. I fell. I had hands to get up.
Paraplegic, she just walked casually out of the fucking room.
This is illegal racism. I'm a handicapped woman and I fell. You have to give me arms to see under the handicapped woman. Give me a wheelchair.
Oh, we're just throwing out every possible thing. I'm handicapped. This is ableist. You guys are racist. I'm having a seizure. You're not helping me.
Give me a wheelchair.
Or said racism. Dude, I feel like it's very often that people fake. Did you ever see that one TikTok of the woman faking a seizure? And the cop was like, I know you're faking it. And she kept like acting like she was seizing. So he gave her like a sternum rub, which is like a test to see if somebody that is, if they're seizing. Because if they are seizing, they don't react, but a sternum rub hurts. He instantly starts like elbowing her sternum. She's like, ah! And fucking like immediately reacts to it. She's like, okay. He just gives up. Dude, because it's like, why is that the go-to? We've seen so many videos where people fake seizures. Like, why is that the... What's the idea there? You know, I kind of understand her being like, you guys are being racist or trying to claim something that she could maybe have the grounds of. But it's like, how are you going to fake having a seizure?
Abuse.
They're going to be able to prove that you never had one.
There you go.
God damn it. Okay, wait a minute. Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Slide in there.
don't cross my feet.
It's like the easiest to fake. I feel like you don't know what seizures are. Like, if you're around cops, EMTs, paramedics, and like trained professionals, from an outside perspective, yeah, a seizure looks like somebody is just violently shaking. Like, their entire bodies are seizing. They're not responsive to anything, right? Like, it's not easy to fake.
Okay.
You don't just start, like, violently shaking. That's what they always do. I'm like, it's not, like, a seizure's a lot more than that. Like, your entire body is convulsing violently.
I need to breathe.
Okay, slide in there. Roll it on the window.
Yeah, how does in a wheelchair?
It's not that for real. What do you mean not that hard?
This was unnecessary. Slide your feet in there.
No, Helen.
I'm
I'm
annoyed.
gonna watch you. We're not playing pretend.
Get in the car now.
I can't. I gotta touch my leg.
Get in the car.
I can't get my left leg in without you smashing it. You're gonna have to help me with my left leg in because you're gonna smash in the board.
Sit up there on the seat where you
I can't
was.
because I don't have both hands. I'm short. I'm a mutant deformer. I'm a turtle. You got it.
Why is she so calm now? Did she just say I'm a mutated, I'm a turtle?
Backpack and you wrap my arms to a backpack. I'm a turtle and you wrap my arms to a backpack. Can you wrap them in front, please, to my titties?
No.
Then how am I supposed to back up?
Come on.
Stand up.
Lay me down.
Get in there now.
I'm trying, but you're gonna break my wrist. You would
No.
really break my wrist.
Come on.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me
Trying to
try.
help you.
Let me stand
Scoot on
slow.
your butt
Do
into
this
the
slow.
into the
Do this slow.
seat.
Don't do it mean I'm supposed to be. I light a wind.
Ready?
You're gonna break my wrist. You will break my wrist.
Get up there.
God damn it! Your metal will break my wrist.
Get
I'm
up there.
deformed and I'm looked out.
Get in. There you go. Now pull your leg in.
That hurt. Good job. I'm a Teenage Mutant Turtle, and you can't put handcuffs behind me because I'm a handicapped little toad. I put them in the front of titties because I'm handicapped.
Because she's a handicapped Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, she needs her handcuffs in front of her boobs instead of behind her back.
By law.
Sonya.
Self-defense lawyer now. You are the worst goddamn witch people I ever met in my goddamn life. The worst humans in my goddamn life. And I can train a dog to protect somebody from a human before a human can drive a goddamn car without hitting me. And the mother pity. I was just telling them don't open my goddamn government mail check. It's a government phone, the only phone I had. I got it. I worked hard to get it. I ordered it, and in 17 days I got it, and guess what? In 3 days I got my truck, and I did so much. And that short amount of time, I left my house one goddamn time, and they destroyed my motherfucking wallet with my money, and did 2 of everything in my wallet. And one time I left my door unlocked and trusted you stupid motherfuckers. 911 ain't worth no with a 1-0 to spell a goddamn name on a piece of plastic without shooting me in the forehead, you f***ing Barney 5 piece of shit in America. I've been in my house for 7 months. I went to jail 3 times. I went to psych 7 times for crazy Sonya on a 5-letter word. Flipping 4 pennies and between my
What is she saying?
4 fingers, you son of a...
She's saying in the last 7 months she went to jail 3 times. I genuinely believe that all 3 of those times were because she called a complaint on somebody and then just violently crashed out for hours on end to the point where it was like, hey, you're disturbing the peace.
And I got 2 veteran sons, you piece of shit. And these 2 veteran sons, you piece of shit. And they...
What do you think she said there? No, don't type. No. You will get banned. 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 Don't be a stupid fucking chatter, please.
These rocks has a plane with 2 big guns that salute me in the eye, and I flip off in the air, you... You can't come in my teeth in a slide dumpster of mud, you piece of shit. And your metal jail cell is more comfortable than a goddamn naked sleeping little painted...
Dude, there has not been a breath where she hasn't talked. Like, she had, for the entirety of these 10 minutes, even when she wasn't on camera, she was screaming. Like, she has not stopped speaking for a half hour.
X-Bot, little painted concrete pad, and the goddamn landing of Columbus, where they put their airplane for your whole goddamn state. For your whole...
Is she relating what happened to her to Columbus discovering / overthrowing the people in the United States? Like, is she relating the, I guess, forced removal of Native Americans to what's happening to her right now?
Motherfucking state of Ohio.
Like, I'm trying to, like, dude, I feel like I'm solving a riddle, like, listening to her. Like, she goes one idea to the next in the same sentence.
On a circle piece of paper and a pencil. So if you ain't a piece of pencil paper that says Ohio with an O in a circle, you can suck my balls, orgies, orifice, mouth, teeth, and eyeballs and put it through my eye. And ask me the surface of my black to white to the veins of my eyeballs. Cause you are a piece of shit. There's no phone to call for fire. There's no phone call to call for police. Or please help me in English with PLZ, or no, or yes. No, don't open my mail, and yes, arrest me, and take me straight to a goddamn airplane, and get me the f*** away from an American. Take me to Columbus Air.
Okay, can I say this is actually impressive that she's able to ramble this continuously? Like, I don't know if I could, because she's saying a lot of different things. Like, I don't know if I could consistently speak just words that long. Like, it's not like she's just repeating the same word. She'll sometimes repeat the same sentence or idea, but it's like, dude, she's just, it's not even thought to words. It's just simultaneously anything she's thinking, she's just saying.
Away from a goddamn American.
She's gerrymandering.
Get me the away from America! You son of a white honky tonk! Goosey A to B, 1 to Z! Can't get a lawyer with a goddamn dollar quarter with a head on it! With 2 pieces of metal in between your finger, bottle caps up, print a coin, and you can't hit a gumball machine in a candy shop to earn a lollipop in your mouth to suck at you.
The cost of becoming Jinxie.
This was the exact moment Jinxie became the most subscribed streamer on Twitch.
Now listen, if you don't know who he is,
Bro, you gotta look at this real quick. This doesn't even look real. This looks f***ing edited. I mean, like, talk about Elon Musk versus average American. 1 million subs, 73,000. And that's still insane. 73,000 subs is huge. Queso's like one of the biggest streamers, one of the biggest YouTubers in the world as well right now. 1 million subs. I know it's from the subathon, but god damn, dude. What does Jinxie have right now? Like 50K?
you better find out why he's so popular, man.
It seemed like Jinxie came out of nowhere. Like he snapped his fingers and all of a sudden, he was the new king of Twitch. For most people, this is a dream come true. To wake up, play video games.
No, I think the dream come true is to be like a top 500, top 1,000 streamer, but like you're in your niche community. Honestly, bro, I think what I would say the ideal is you. Well, I mean, I really love my job and I love my audience, but I'm not saying the ideal because I feel like that's self-glaze. I'm going to go the ideal Summit 1G. Bro hops on the game. His chat has been watching. His chat's like 35. They've been watching him for 10 years. And he just plays fucking whatever game for 15 hours and hops off. But he doesn't cross-post much. Like, he just games and then gets off. He's never been... I mean, early streaming, he was probably, like, one of the biggest guys. But, like, he's always maintained crazy relevancy. But he's never, like, you know, spiked or dipped. He's always been, like, 10K viewers, 10K viewers, 10K viewers, 10K viewers. And it's just, like, held him consistently. You know, like, he has, like, the reliability of, like, a 9 to 5 in terms of, like, income. But he doesn't deal with, like, the spikes or the downsides. I do social media. Right, but I would never want to be on the top. Being on... yeah, literally. Yo, literally the same shit. Literally the same shit. I don't even know when I talked about this. The top is a curse.
But what?
Bro, it is. It is. It is. I will have that take, bro. Literally. If you look at the fucking top Twitch streamers, bro, they get the most hate. They get the most hate if you know them. Like, I'm going to go to English streamers because I know English streamers more. Bro, Kai, I feel like Queso's an anomaly, okay? Let's rule him out. I feel like does Queso get hate? He does. I know he does. Everybody gets hate. But I feel like Queso has a very high ratio of positivity versus negativity, but I think he still does get hate. But I think his audience is like, you know, I think his audience would die for him, if that makes sense. I think I'm going to say parasociality, but I think the loyalty behind Queso's fan base is like very, like ride or die type shit. Like, somebody shits on Queso, they're going to immediately like attack them. Which I think is bad to a degree, but also like, goddamn, you know, people rep Queso. But anyways, as I was saying, Kai gets a lot of hate. Jinxie, Hassan, Jason, I don't know who Christina is, Ron, Adapt. These are also subs. It's not like the top channels necessarily on like performance. Let me actually go to English channels and then personality. But like, dude, literally all these people get like the most hate. And, you know, for varying reasons. But I feel like when you're at the top, it's like you make yourself a target in that sense.
What we don't see in this moment is what it took to get here. Because success like this doesn't come free. It comes with a cost. And for Jinxie, that cost was higher than most people could ever imagine.
639 hours streamed to an average viewership of 2. That's Jinxie, man.
While his friends were out living their college.
God damn, bro. He streamed 600 hours to 2 people. That's fucking dedication, bro. 600 hours to no one. Literally 2 people, bro. That's like your mom, your dad. Nightbot and a random friend.
College years, Jinxie was alone, night after night, sitting in front of a camera, streaming to almost no one.
Because it's not about the hours that they know about. It's about what you do in the dark room when it's you and your thoughts.
For years.
Okay, no, that was actually like hard, but I didn't expect Jinxie to say some like motivational ass shit like that. I feel like that's something I would hear in like a gym motivation clip, like a montage I'd listen to when I was like working out when I was 14. It's not how hard you get hit. It's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
So low, they didn't even register. 5 viewers, 10 viewers. It was a dream no one else could see.
Every great thing that you will ever achieve is brick by brick, day by day, night by night.
But the real question is, what exactly did he give up to reach number 1?
His fucking life?
Nicholas Stewart, or as we know him
today. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Jinxie streams all day, bro. What? Look at that motherfucker's hours. Like, comparable to anybody else, dude, it's insane. I stream averagely like 100 to 120 hours a month. Like, this is my stream stats, right? Like, I stream 100 to 120 hours a month. Queso streams around like 96. I think Queso streams 4 hours, hard cuts it off. Bro, average hours streamed a month for Jinxie is in the 200s. Yeah, it's been a little less over the summer. But like, bro, 263, 261. What is that per day? 263 minus or divided by 3. That's 8.7 hours a day every day in a month, right? So like if you're like removing like weekends, I mean, he streams, I don't think he takes days off. At least often, right? Like, this is over the last, what, like 3 weeks? 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So over the last 15 days, he hasn't taken a day off. Which, like, yeah, it's streaming, but, like, oh, he's actually been streaming a little less recently. I think that's good for him, bro. That's like a mental health thing, bro. I think streaming over, I will have the take that streaming over, I think Ron says the same thing at times, but I think Ron also streams a lot. Streaming over like 5 hours a day, every day, is unneeded. Like, unless you're first and foremost a streamer, there's no point in streaming like 12-hour days. Like, it makes sense for people like XQC or like Train or guys that kind of like live on Twitch. But if you are basically like spreading your wings across all social media platforms, streaming like 9 to 15-hour days is just insane. Like, why?
He wasn't chasing streamer awards. His first love was actually soccer. He played competitively for a local team called Everton FC in Florida.
Yeah, so did I. I played for the Purple Fighters.
And for a while, that was his entire world outside of school. As the mid-2010s rolled around, soccer wasn't his only obsession anymore. Like countless teenagers, he was sinking deeper into the world of video games. It started with the mobile game Clash Royale. Nick grinded his way up the ranks, even competing at the semi-pro level under the name...
Oh my god, Nick. Jinxie's name is Nick. I always... Yo, isn't it so weird when you hear the real name of somebody with like a show name? Nicholas. Do you think he hates being called that? Should I just text him Nicholas? What's up, Nick? He'd be like, bro, what? What's your real name? Oh, I don't know. Joe Bartolozzi, what's my real name? Oh, it's actually John. No. But that's like the screen name for certain streamers gets just so ingrained. It's like, I know his real legal name isn't Jinxie, but I'm like, I never think of anything but like, oh, this guy's Jinxie.
It's Nova Nick. But by his junior year, the focus had once again shifted. He wanted to stream, so he created a new account, called it I Sweat Games. And for the first time, he hit go live on Twitch.
His first username was I Sweat Games.
Alright, what's up, guys?
Who the fuck? How did he find his first stream? Now that's mad weird. How did he find his first stream? That doesn't even exist anymore. What do you mean? Bro, this is from like 8 years ago. Yeah, where was this VOD? Like, he saved this and posted it or something?
Let's go. And the timing of this move was perfect, because 2018 was the year live streaming exploded into the mainstream. Fortnite was everywhere, pulling in millions of players and casual viewers. Streamers like Ninja, Tfue, and Daquan were becoming household names.
Nah, best year to get into streaming was 2020. 2020 to 2021, bro. That was like COVID. Nobody had anything to do, and I think small streamers had their peak then. Like, most people that streamed during 2020, if you look at their Twitch tracker, they had the most viewers they ever had in 2020 to 2021. Because that was when, like, everybody was just watching, like, anyone. Now, I think it's been, like, really split to where, like, the highest streamers get the most viewers because people don't want to just, like, stream bounce a lot, but you had nothing else to do for, like, 10 hours a day, so
Ninja's
you'd watch 20-viewer streamers.
collabs with Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith-Schuster made headlines outside of the gaming world, putting Twitch in front of audiences who had never watched a live stream.
When did Ninja do the floss on New Year's Eve? I didn't see that live. I only saw clips of it, and I'm kind of upset about it because I don't watch the ball drop.
And that sudden surge of attention created space for new creators to break through. Now, I Sweat Games was short-lived. Nick dropped that username and started fresh as Jinxie, but starting then gave him a chance to grow with the platform. He just had to follow the usual playbook.
Do you go to school? I graduated high school last year, bro. I'm pursuing a career and becoming a full-time Twitch streamer and YouTuber.
To become
See, bro, I feel so split on when people say that. Because, like, most people would probably be like, bro, you're corny, you know? And I feel like he probably got that hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he had just graduated high school and he was streaming to no people and they'd be like, what do you do? Like, you're like 18, bro. You just got out of college. Or not college, high school. Like, are you going to go to college? Are you going to try to go to... No, I'm going to be a Twitch streamer. Most people would be like, bro, figure it out, you know? I even got that shit at times. But I'm like... I think that's good to be that pursuant of your dreams, but I feel like Jinxie is also, I don't want to say don't do that because obviously it worked for him and I think it could work for anybody, but I think you should always have a backup. You know what I mean? Like, my take, whenever I hear somebody that's like, yeah, dude, just quit my job. I'm going to start up stream, making my account today. Huh? Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to pay rent next month. Maybe I'll fucking spark up some viewers. Huh? Quitting your job you've never even streamed before? Like, that's crazy. I think, like, you kind of want to, like, slowly pick up one, drop the other, and then transition to social media. I think he's also in a different position where he had, like, a year to try this out. But, you know, I always get worried for people because I don't want them to, like, not make it and then be in a slump. But then it's also, like, you know... I think putting all your eggs in one basket can go really good or really bad.
A top 1% streamer on Twitch, you really had to chase the biggest titles. And at that time, that game was Fortnite.
It's called Fortnite. It's free.
A new season rolled out. You had to be the first to show the viewers what was new. Be the first to find the bugs, the Easter eggs, to play the games in ways no one else was. And that's how you'd stand out.
Yo, we need that, my man. Hold on, chat. We need that.
But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
I'm going to have the take that I think being a personality on Twitch was easier in like 2018 than it is now. I think the competitive space now is a lot harder. There's more viewers to go around, which is an understandable counterpoint. But I think a lot of big streamers then played one game. It was rare. I think most streamers now are variety streamers. Most big streamers. They do a lot of shit. They play games. They do regular content. They plan things. It's like, even somebody like Queso, who just plays video games most of the time, is playing so many different games. Like, it was so common in 2018 for like 85% of the streamers you watch to either play only Call of Duty, only Apex, only Fortnite, only fucking Overwatch, only League of Legends, only whatever. Like, they never did anything else. It was just gamers, and they only played one game. And that's what you watch them for. Vanoss, YouTuber.
During today's video, and let's get back to it. But when Jinxie was faced with this playbook, he ignored it. Instead, he went all in on Rainbow Six Siege.
Dude, Siege is the greatest game on planet Earth.
Siege at the time was practically on life support. I mean, Rainbow Six was barely scraping past 80,000 average viewers on a good month. And when you compare it to Fortnite's 78.3 million active users each month, it becomes pretty clear. Siege was the wrong game to bet on.
Imagine not playing Rainbow Six Siege.
And yet, Jinxie stuck with it, because even with all its flaws, Siege was different.
My bet was on Knockout City when I started streaming. That didn't go as planned. That game doesn't exist anymore.
Strategize in ways that no other mainstream game did. But choosing such an unpopular game came at a price.
I'm 19. I'm pursuing a career in becoming a full-time Twitch streamer, full-time YouTuber.
By ignoring the industry's biggest titles, Jinxie made his uphill battle even steeper. On a platform already stacked against smaller streamers, he was cutting himself off from the easiest route to visibility, and
I highly disagree. Highly disagree. I think him going into Rainbow Six was an odd choice for sure. But trying to get into streaming and getting into streaming in the most popular gaming category is a hit or miss. Because you're entering the most competitive space. Jinxie entering Rainbow as early as he did enabled him to climb better in that category, right? So if people liked Rainbow, they would like Jinxie. If you like Fortnite, you would watch Ninja or Tfue or like any other, you know, famous streamer of that game at that time.
Seemed to care about.
We stream every day. Most consistent Siege streamer there is every single day.
For a year straight, Jinxie streamed Rainbow Six gameplay to an average viewership of just 5. And at times, it pushed him to the brink.
Because he's just a mean dude.
The fire didn't hurt Tony, but nearly took the life of his only companion, his cat.
This one right here.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking scrapping, dude. You try to kill the cat, that's crossing a fucking line.
Burnt from the tip of her nose to the tip of her tail. 5 days later, she's still hanging in there, thank God.
So what is the toilet situation?
Oh my God, this happened 5 days ago? Dude, that cat might die.
We have certain areas that we go to the bathroom, and she's usually a 5-gallon bucket. We put a bag in it. Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Possibly right here, but I hope not. I don't plan on being here for the rest of my life.
I mean, how do you get out of that? He's been there for 6 years. He's been homeless for 6 years. How do you, like, you have to get a job and a place to live. How? In Vegas? Like, you're not getting hired.
I mean, I'm 57 years old. I'm getting old. I just haven't been ready.
I think the big worry is, yeah, like, if you're 57, like that one guy that was smoking a cigarette in the beginning, he looked like 60, 65. If you're that old, you have a health problem. Like, you can't go to a doctor. You can't go to a hospital. You're just, like, so you have a growth. Like, you can't even get it checked out. Like, nothing. It's like beyond just like, oh, I don't have insurance, right? And, you know, you only go to an urgent care when you need, like, you don't even have money to go to a fucking urgent care. Like, you can't do anything. You have an infection, you're not getting antibiotics. You're just fucking toughing it out or dying.
Just 10 minutes into the tunnel, Tony wanted to return to his spot. We handed him a week's worth of supplies and kept walking deeper into the tunnels.
And there's so much randomness that could happen. Anybody could just decide to come down that tunnel and steal from you or take your stuff or attack you and then disappear, and who would know, right? It's not like it's happening on the streets where you're laying there and somebody could see you and call the cops. Like down here, it's like another layer, like not knowing what could ever happen. It could be peaceful now, come back in 2 hours and the wrong person walks through and it could be hell, you know?
As we go deeper and deeper, the less we know about what—
Yeah, because it's so private that it offers safety, but also concern in that, like, nobody's around you. So if somebody wants to, like, walk past you and kill you, nothing's going to happen to them. Like, if you're a homeless guy on the streets in public, even if it's dark and cold outside and you're in a fucking alleyway, like, there's people around you. You're literally— there's nobody within a mile radius of you here. Somebody fucking walks by, they could just hack you to death and leave. Take your shit. What if you were born down here? I would hope that if you were living down here and you had a child, you would put them up for adoption. I would hope you would give them to the fire department, or, like, not anything would be better than this.
Dwellers make pans out of aluminum and use hand sanitizer as a heat source to cook their meals.
There are a lot of rats there.
Yes, there are.
A voice echoed ahead, and we followed it.
I'm Cuckoo Bananas Crazy, and I came to check on my mother in Vegas and fell for a local. We ended up here. These are my people.
How long have you been down here?
About 5 years or so.
What? So she said she came here to check on her mom and then fell in love with, like, one of the homeless people here?
How long do you plan to stay here?
At least today. I don't plan much farther than today.
That's really dope. We have no long-term plans.
What is the worst things about tunnels?
Probably the lack of plumbing. And dark is rough sometimes. I can't just sit in the dark. I get a little bit panicky still, like I'm a little kid.
Darkness is not just the absence of light. It's like
I don't think that's like you're a little kid, bro. I feel like anyone in this tunnel would be terrified. That's not like, oh, I'm just a kid afraid of the dark. No, you're in a fucking tunnel with a bunch of people you don't know, and it's pitch black.
Entity that covers you and erases you from the world. Tunnel people
Oh, they got a truly black cherry.
usually survive through stealing and dumpstering.
Some people down here do treasure.
Why are we blurring that out? What is that, a joint?
Some people down here do treasure hunting, such as collecting cables, coppers. Do you do things like that?
I collect what the drunk tourists abandon. They...
Oh, side story. Just remember this. I know a guy, not I have a friend. This is going to be I know a guy that, number one, the copper tubing brought it up. He had to respond to a call. He's a firefighter. He had to respond to a call of a guy that was stealing copper tubing at an abandoned house, and the electricity was still on, and it electrocuted him so fast that his body was still rigid, and it burnt the entire upper half of his body off. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And he was like, you want to know what else is crazy? He was like, I responded to the Boeing whistleblower that died. The guy that was on the news and he took his own life, but everybody was like, that was weird. And he was telling me about it and he had no idea. Who's that? The Boeing whistleblower that was like going against like the Boeing company, saying that there was like factory problems and they were kind of ignoring it. Shit like that. Like, I mean, that's like if you know about the news. If you know what I'm talking about, crazy. I was like, you responded to that? He said, yeah, he didn't even know who it was. He didn't know who it was until after the fact, and he was like, I'm not going to tell anymore. I'm not going to tell anymore. I'm not going to get into the details, but I just thought that was crazy. I was like, I've known you for so long, you didn't bring that up. He was like, well, I don't know.
And they pay. I collect what the drunk tourists abandon. They go to Louis Vuitton and they pay $3,000 for a t-shirt, and then they win $100 on a slot machine, and they get so excited that they jump up and down and they leave their $3,000 purchase right there to go cash in their winnings. And they remember that they spent that money, 2 days later, because they've been day drinking in the sun, and they plan to lose $10,000 a day while they're here.
What do you think of people losing thousands of dollars to machines?
It's the American way. Decadence and excess and debauchery.
I don't even think it's the American way. I think it is a flaw in human biology that we are incapable of recognizing. Well, actually, we are capable of recognizing the odds of wins and losses, but you are so much more enthralled by the potential to win millions that you don't care. It's a dopamine rush. That's why they're all flashy and colorful. There's no windows in casinos. They give you free drinks. They're panning into your brain's anatomy, knowing that they're basically crafting the perfect situation for you to be happy and okay with losing tons of money.
This is why people come here on vacation.
Then Beverly showed up in the darkness.
For how long have you been down here?
Probably 8 or 9 years.
I've done online gambling and in-person gambling, and it depends on the person that you're saying, which is also different from sports betting. I do sports betting all the time, and that's its own conversation. But it's like online casino gambling versus in-person casino gambling. In person, I will lose 3-4 times as much as online. The dopamine from sitting in front of a slot machine, actually at a roulette wheel, playing a game while you're drinking versus like sitting and watching a screen, it's not even comparable.
How is the situation here when it rains?
Horrific. Very scary. I've been caught up in it twice, and one of the times I really didn't think I was going to make it out.
What do you think about Las Vegas City?
A lot of it's almost like wallpaper, like it's just made to look good, These big casinos aren't built on winners.
Do you change your spot time to time, or do you always stay right here?
Oh no, it definitely changed.
What is the hardest thing about tunnels?
She packed years of disappointment into one word.
The people.
Even this deep down, there's stuff
I mean, yeah, being alone would be, like, if you knew that nobody would fuck with you, it would be a hell of a lot easier to be down here.
all over. Some of it was probably brought in by the flood, some carried in with shopping carts. After walking for another 20 minutes, we came across an eerie shadow stretched across the wall.
Don't shoot. We don't mean any harm.
Before we go further in the tunnel, I want to share how my Heritage DNA kit helped me.
Bruh!
Hey there. How are you? Look at this trash.
Yo, he's got a whole fucking survival tent. Like, where did he find that? They had to have bought that. It's like an expensive-ass tent.
Hey there. How are you?
Oh, I'd be so scared of that dog, bro.
We first offered him some supplies, then he invited us into his tent.
This is where this guy sleeps. He puts his clothes here. This is his table, kind of workstation.
6 years ago, I moved to Vegas alone, and my parents died in 2018. It's the 2 years I've been down here, if not more. So.
How do you find water and food?
I go turn on the fire hydrant right around the corner from here. I have my food stamp card, but if I really, really have to, I'll go steal food.
How do you stay safe?
Where do you steal food, though? Like buffets in Vegas? Like you're going into the casino or something and just grabbing food and dipping?
In this tunnel.
Like everywhere else, you just gotta watch your back.
There's a scar on your forehead. What happened?
I got hit in the head with a 2x4. And
what the fuck?
Got 11 stitches.
In here?
Yeah.
What was the reason?
Over a bike. Bikes are a hot commodity in this area, and a lot of people need them, you know.
Have you ever seen...
It is weird how the people they're interviewing have different things. Like, he seems like he's pretty geared up comparable to a lot of the other people. Like, there was one guy that literally just had a shopping cart and a chair. That woman had a whole bed. He has a fucking tent, a whole setup, a dog, a table.
Someone at the moment their life was taken.
Yeah, he seems really chill.
Unfortunately, yeah. I remember hearing somebody come in and 2 shots go off. He got hit in his back and in his neck. And before I knew it, he was standing right in front of me with a white t-shirt on that was turning red really fast. It was his brother who shot him.
The psychology of being down here in the darkness must be
He watched a guy kill his brother in front of him in the tunnels.
really hard.
Some people can't take it. There are people out there that haven't seen the light of day and never will. People that turn gray down here, like.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. At night.
Oh my God, like vitamin D deficiency. They never leave the tunnels, constantly in the dark. And it's also like, if you're down here for such an extended period of time, the sun's probably disturbing, you know? Like you almost become nocturnal in that you don't even want to leave unless it's nighttime because it's like leaving. Like imagine, you know, when you go to a movie theater and you're there for 3 hours and you leave and it's so bright and it fucks you with your eyes. Like imagine that, but like days in the dark, weeks in the dark.
It sounds like there's people walking.
Like you would walk outside, it'd be actually blinding.
Right outside your tent.
Like you wouldn't be able to see.
And multiple times I've gone out there and there'd be nothing. You never know who you're going to run into down here. That's for sure.
Here in the dark, most of them lose their ID cards and never get them back. Without an ID, they can't apply for a job, rent a place, or access social services because they don't officially exist according to the system.
It's a roadblock. It's not really true, though. Yes, they need those things, but if I handed out IDs today to every single one of them, they'll
yeah, they still want to go get help.
still be here tomorrow. There's a lot of things happening at the same time. Traumas, mental health, all these things we need to address. I was like 2 years, 3 years homeless, walking down the street, and I saw 3 people that I knew having a sword fight in the middle of the night. I heard cling, cling, I saw blood, I looked at it, it was like nothing to me. That's what happens out here. You become traumatized and used to these situations.
Phil once lived in a house with a pool.
How did he get out, though? How did he get out? Like, I feel like you need somebody, you need to show willingness to leave and also have somebody to lean on to get out. Because it's not as simple as just like, oh, I'm going to get a job. Because you still don't have enough money to like be presentable and go to work. I mean, it depends on the job and what you're getting. But like, how do you go from being homeless and living in the tunnels for 6 years to being able to afford an apartment and also like clean yourself up, go to work, to escape work, right?
So then if that becomes work, that a lot of the time can make you hate that passion. Not all the time. It's very use case basis, depending on the passion, depending on the person, depending on the job. But
Look into it.
Follow your passion. God damn, I didn't think of that. There was no point in coining this dumbass phrase other than her just trying to be different. Like, these podcasters love to say things that everyone has already heard their entire goddamn lives, but repackage into these word salads as if they're saying something brand new.
Everyone on planet Earth, stop killing. And if we do, that will benefit everyone. Obviously, killing is a negative because it's the... You know what I mean? So everyone, for 1 year, let's stop killing everyone. No more wars. War's gone instantly then, bro. Probably famine will go instantly then as well. That's world peace, bro. That's the start of world peace.
Oh my god, what a genius idea. We should just stop killing. It's not like it's illegal.
Well, I agree with what he's saying, but he's like, we should all stop killing for a year to test it out. Like, anyone disagrees with the fact that nobody's like, yeah, killing people's great. Killing people is probably the reason that the world's actually going in a better place.
In every fucking country. I mean, what are you gonna tell me next? Just stop doing drugs? That's a great idea. Let's tell people to stop doing drugs. That should work. You know, I'm sick and tired of all these homeless people, bro. Why don't they just buy homes? Has anyone ever thought of that? Like, if they just had a home, they would not be homeless. Anytime you see a podcast clip on the internet, it is crucial to know who's behind the mic, because the more you dig into them, the more you realize just how
Well, they'll say unbearably obvious things like that or insanely stupid things. Like that one newscaster that was like, we should forcefully euthanize homeless people. Like, on live TV. Just outwardly was like, yeah, we should just, like, stab them with a needle and then get rid of them. You know, that'll be... Like, what? Who was the guy that said that? Brian Kilmeade. Brian Kilmeade said we should involuntarily lethal injection homeless people. And just kill them, is what he said. On Fox. God damn.
Qualified everybody seems to be about the shit they're talking about. One of the greatest examples of someone with zero qualifications who does nothing but talk out of his own ass on podcasts has got to be Terrence Howard. Now, to those who don't know the lore about this dude, Terrence Howard is an actor. He was in the first Iron Man and a bunch of other movies way back in the day. But ever since his acting career has fizzled out, largely on his own accord, he has now devoted his entire life to a new interest in challenge.
Oh my god, no, that's Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider from Benchwarmers. I don't even know why he gets buzz. He'll go on like a news platform. He's like a fucking comedian, but he's like 60 now. He's been like irrelevant for years. But he's recently been on like news headlines. It'll be like, Rob Schneider's done with the woke mafia. Rob Schneider's had enough with liberals. Like, I don't care. Like, why do I care about Rob Schneider's fuck-ass opinion? Like, I love Rob, bro. I love Rob in Benchwarmers. Now Rob Schneider's going out. Rob Schneider's had enough with immigrants. Rob Schneider doesn't like the Mexicans anymore. Like, what? Like, why do I care about what he's talking about immigrants? Like, or fucking anything? Like, and they're like outwardly broadcasting it. It's like, and they come out like they're a genius. I'm like, dude, you built a career in acting. Why are you giving like a forefront political opinion on a news station? Like, I'll talk about politics, but I'm never going to go on I'm never going to go on CSNBC and fucking be like, yeah, actually, I think the political unrest in Ukraine's been... I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'll share my opinion, but I'm not going to go on a fucking news station and act like I know what I'm talking about.
Challenging the very foundation of math.
1 × 1 = 2. How do you come up with that conclusion?
Well, if I was wrong, then they wouldn't have made such a big stink about it. The fact that I was able to show them with their calculator, because they have 1 × 1 = 1.
Right.
An action times an action without a reaction. And as a result of it, you get this contradiction with the square root of 2 being cubed, having the same value as the square root of 2 times 2, which should say a red flag, a herring right away that there's something wrong with the mathematics.
He is saying absolutely nothing. Just endless yapping about whatever comes to his mind, hoping we somehow see a contradiction in fucking 1 × 1. Now, the craziest thing is that I remember hearing Terrence Howard arguing about elementary...
Wait, is he trying to say that base math is wrong? Like, we have fucked up basic mathematics? And, like, the root of everything that we understand is incorrect.
Math problems almost a decade ago. But when he was trying to pull this shit at Oxford, he was getting mocked for being an idiot because nobody's gonna co-sign this incoherent garbage. But for some reason, ever since Terrence has made the rounds on these podcasts, I'm starting to see clips from that Oxford event resurface. One with over 700,000 likes, as if this motherfucker's Albert Einstein.
I want y'all to take out your phone for a minute then. Put it on the calculator. Now I want you to put in 2 and square root it. You'll get 1.414213562373095 ... right? Now I want you guys to do me a favor. Cube it. X to the 3. It'll see 2.8284271 2174
6190. I want you guys to do me a favor, divide it by 2, get the number, cube it again, and I want you to do that until the end of your lives. And that number will still come up with 2.828427121746190. This is what we call a loop. It doesn't make sense, and it does not make math.
Because you're doing the same fucking math problem over and over again. What the fuck you mean it doesn't make sense? You're fucking changing that. You're doing the same thing with the same number multiple times. 2 plus 2 divided by 2 is 4. Or wait, no. 2 plus 2 divided by 2 is 2. If I do it again, 2 plus 2, add 2, divided by 2, it's 2. If I add 2, divided by 2, it's 2. It's the same shit over and over and over again because you're doing the same fucking thing. It doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense. That proves that math is normal because you're actually showing that the results stay the same.
Actually pissing me off is this is so goddamn easy to understand. Okay, so the problem he's doing is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Right away, if we multiply the root 2 times the root 2, we're just gonna get 2, and then we have a root 2 left over. So the answer is 2 root 2. Now, Terrence is saying that, oh, if you divide by 2, you just get root 2. How did we multiply something 3 times when we divide by 2, we get the same result? The shit we just multiplied to get here is 2. So if we divide by the same fucking number that got us here, we're gonna get back to where we started. There's no contradiction because we're not multiplying by 2 each time. It's not like 2 cubed is equal to 2 times 2. We're multiplying by root 2. This is literally the equivalent of you going on Google, Googling Google, going on Google, and then Googling Google. This is not some matrix breaking loop. You're just a dumbass going in a circle. Terrence has been doing this shit for years now. Nothing has changed about that. But
why are you able to Google? I understand being able to yo, chat, I really want to start saying just Bing it instead of let me Google it. I want to start that up. Can we start that, chat? When you want to look up something, just say I'm going to Bing it. Anyways, but like I understand being able to Google, or I understand being able to Bing Google or Google Bing, right? But why am I able to Google a search engine that I'm already on? That's just why is that even? I feel like it should be like error. This is stupid. Why are you Googling Google?
The difference today is that he's found a new community of idiots who believe in what he's saying because of him going on these influential podcasts. When this dude goes on Joe Rogan to spew the same exact debunk.
Oh, let me Bing that. See, that's what I just gotta start saying that. Let me Bing it.
What he's saying because of him going on these influential podcasts. When this dude goes on Joe Rogan to spew the same exact debunked math, Joe just eats it up with no hesitation.
Pull out your calculator, and I want you to enter the square root of 2 in there.
Bro, what the fuck is his point, though? That math is wrong? Or that we're, like, living in some simulation paradox that he's found the key to? Like, what is him and Joe Rogan's podcasts are like 3 hours long. What the fuck are they talking about a calculator problem for that long?
And quantum physics equation has that square root of 2 in there. We've been living in this lie, this fostered lie.
Oh my God, he has a t-shirt that says square root of 2.
For so long. Because
and what's the solution to that? One of the most interesting conversations I've ever had with the great and powerful Terrence Howard. It's a wild one, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mixed reviews. But as crazy as some of the things this man is saying are, he's clearly brilliant. And if he's right, it's going to change the world.
I mean, it's true. If you want...
It's going to change the world how? Like, even if he was right, what's next? Like, he's just like, dude, shit's crazy. Square root of 2. How is it square root of 2 still?
To see brilliance, just take a look in the comment section. You'll find just the pinnacle of human intelligence.
The fact that he had the fortitude to challenge math at the highest level, even if he's wrong, still gives him credibility. I just like people that berate him for having the guts to speak up and articulate his viewpoint.
I don't understand this logic at all. First of all, he's not challenging math at the highest level. This is like first grade fucking math that he doesn't understand. And second,
it's like algebra 1, algebra 2.
Just because you challenge something that is already concluded doesn't mean you're doing so with any expertise. You can just be a fucking idiot. You would think that people would see through it, but unfortunately, being a confident, uninformed dumbass actually has a persuasive psychological effect on less knowledgeable people known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's basically where people who are less knowledgeable about something tend to overestimate how much they actually know, and that lack of knowledge then drives their confidence about that.
Well, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect, but that's also why, like, early philosophers would say, I know that I know nothing. Like, being smart is the recognition that you are stupid, because stupid people think they're smart, but smart people know they're stupid.
And that same confidence is capable of convincing those who are just as, if not more, ignorant as them. Modern podcasts are the embodiment of this.
MMA vaccine is absolutely connected to a host of serious, debilitating fucking problems that kids have gotten from them.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Joe Rogan, Mr. Scientist. Are you saying that we shouldn't
Don't do that. Don't call me Mr. Scientist. I'll start mocking you, and it's so much easier to mock you.
5 minutes later.
This is a long conversation that we're not going to have on this podcast because I'm going to get angry, because I've researched this for years.
But you're not a scientist.
I don't have to be a scientist
do.
to know that.
Yes, you do.
No, Brian, shut the fuck up.
It's dudes sitting behind a microphone talking with confidence for hours about shit they know nothing about behind big budget sets. To the average person, something about the presentation will likely captivate them even if there's no substance behind what's being said.
Yeah, because, dude, it would be a hell of a lot different if they were sitting in, like, a bum-ass living room on, like, a broken couch, spewing opinions about how, like, Tylenol gives you autism and being circumcised makes you autistic. Like, if they were saying that in a shitty area, they'd be like, this guy's kind of stupid. But the second you have, like, a nice set, nice lighting, they're like, this guy has some credibility.
It's a voluntary fucking lobotomy disguised as education.
Robert F. Kennedy did say that.
That Joe Rogan clip is a rare example of someone...
It does? Oh, being circumcised gives you autism?
Actually pushing back against the garbage being spewed on podcasts. In this case, the biggest
increases your chance.
Podcast in the world. But most of the time, people who go on these shows are able to lie endlessly with no pushback whatsoever.
You know, if you take a banana and you mix it with a blueberry in a smoothie, it voids the nutrients of that blueberry.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Theoretically, you know, if the Earth were round and you were to fly literally straight across, pointing the nose down to stay with the curvature, then you would just fly into outer space and land somewhere else.
What's the problem with microwaves? Microwaves, it basically bastardizes all the nutrients in the food, so you're just eating matter. So if you want to fill your stomach, you might as well just drink water.
Wow, so it cooks out all the vitamins and minerals.
Like, what is this fuck-ass opinion, bro? What? The microwaves are just heating up your food. What do you mean it's cooking out the nutrients?
So if you want to fill your stomach, you might as well just drink water.
Wow, so it cooks out all the vitamins and minerals.
I believe so.
Wow.
Top 3 educational podcasts, by the way. I was able to find so many of these insanely brain-dead takes from just this one podcast alone. The show has absolutely zero criteria for who gets on, and the host seems about as dim as the guest. And look, I'm not someone who believes that there aren't good or entertaining elements to any of these podcasts, or that they have to be 100% factual, or that the host has to be a hall monitor to every guest. But you have to understand that some of the people that go on these largely influential podcasts are either grifters or straight up insane and using these platforms to promote their nonsense because they know they'll be able to do so unchallenged. And you might—
Bro, like, why did Netanyahu go on the Full Send podcast? That makes, like, that just seems like a fucking weird last-ditch effort to get, like, the American youth on his side. Like, why is Netanyahu's going on the Full Send podcast with the fucking, the Nelk boys? What?
Be like, Habibi, the content creator is not responsible for their audience. They can think for themselves. Yeah, I agree with that. But I also think you should get shit on if you're just a useful idiot for someone else's agenda. Obviously, people who watch content have personal agency. But the point I'm trying to make is that we tend to underrate that the audience puts a lot of trust in the creators they watch. And it's very easy to manipulate that trust because content creators feel way more personal. You may not listen to a crackpot grifter selling you some bullshit, but if your favorite content creator is falling for it, there's a higher chance that you'll find it appealing as well. Think about it like this. When a company gets celebrities to do endorsements, they're doing it because they know that celebrity will give them legitimacy with their audience compared to just direct advertising. And if those companies later get exposed as frauds, the people that promoted it tend to suffer the blowback and wind up doing damage control. And in that same way, I feel like these podcasters don't have the—
Yeah, dude, there are some contracts. It's not every social media contract, but there's a few like ad agencies that want you to sign. It's very rare, not common. I don't know if I just said it was common, but it's like there's a few ads that I've done where there's like some points in the contract where they're like, hey, if somebody ever tries to sue the brand, like, we can rope you into it. And I'm like, no, what? Like, if somebody ever tries to fucking sue your company that has nothing to do with me or my audience whatsoever, you're going to try and get me in on that? What the fuck? Like, dude, but yeah, that is why, like, advertising in general, when I do an ad, it's not even that you're more likely to hear me out, is the thing. If you see an ad for a brand and it's just a YouTube mid-roll and it's some random fucking voice actor that's talking about this product, you're just going to eyes glaze over. You're not going to listen. Now, if I do the ad and you watch me currently, you're not going to buy the product necessarily, but you'll at least listen to what the fuck I have to say. And that's it.
I'm just a podcaster excuse for when the people they bring on are essentially doing an ad for some pseudo-intellectual nonsense that they legitimize by being so easily swayed and uncritical. I've seen so much medical conspiracy bullshit legitimized on these podcasts, and the most prominent guy in the space now runs the health department of my fucking country. This dude has spread fatal lies about treatments for previously eradicated diseases. Diseases now making a big comeback in 2025. Obviously, podcasts are not the sole blame for this, but they play a big part of a larger misinformation problem, and it's frustrating because a media that I once had so much love and respect for is dominated by those keen on manufacturing and selling stupidity. Because podcasts are insanely consumable by design, this bullshit travels so damn fast. For every 1 hour of your podcast, you can easily farm a bunch of clips, and then farm a bunch of TikToks from those clips, and that doesn't even take into account the people that steal those clips and post it on their page. It's a factory of...
Well, it's less of an issue with, like, podcasts that just do entertainment stuff. Like, the Rizzler episode on Theo Von was just, it's slop content, bro. You're talking to an 8-year-old. Like... You're not really getting much out of the Rizzler in terms of, like, Rizzler's not going to be like, yeah, well, actually, I do think Tylenol causes autism. And in reality, this is my opinion on the Israel-Palestine thing. No, like, he's not going to fucking share his opinion on that. But then the bigger problem is podcasts that get millions of views where it's like you bring on these guests that are perceivably experts but actually have no credibility whatsoever. But they just say their opinion very confidently, and they have a following, so it seems accurate. People don't fact-check shit, ever, on social media. That's the problem.
The garbage engagement bait will spread everywhere, and the people responsible will profit. But I worry that as this cycle seems to have no end, we are at best producing an infinite amount of slop, and at worst, mentally rotting our society. Moral of the story, be critical about the content you watch. Don't take everyone yapping behind a microphone at their word, even if it's your favorite creator, and most importantly, if you ever...
Yeah, bro, I'm wrong. A lot of the time, I'm wrong. Like, I will share opinions, which is different, but there's times I'll say something and I'll get it wrong. But it's like, you gotta, like, if you're like, wow, that's an interesting take Joe had, don't just take it, like, check me, you know? And then fucking look in on it.
In your life have ever thought to yourself,
yeah, bing it.
Maybe I should start a podcast. Don't!
This is a paid actor posing as a homeless man raking in donations.
Many reports of kids getting injured because of this challenge ever since.
Remember the milk crate challenge? Yeah, didn't some woman actually go paralyzed from that? What sucks is I probably would have fucking done that challenge. Not thinking about it. Like, it's not even, like, a lot of these are like, hey, you're stupid. Why are you running in front of a fucking moving car? What's the milk crate challenge? It's a bunch of crates stacked in a pyramid. And it's like 1 crate, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and then like back down, like a big tall tower. And the goal is to just run up and run down. But the higher you are, the less stable you are. And so you fall. But there's people that fell and you're falling like 5 feet off the ground now onto your head. They paralyze themselves, break their neck, something.
Kia challenge. Near the end of 2020 and throughout 2021, authorities in Milwaukee, Wisconsin noticed a significant increase in car theft. What made this even stranger was the fact that the majority of these stolen vehicles were either from Kia or Hyundai, with theft of these particular cars doubling or even tripling in some areas compared to previous years.
Isn't that, is that a challenge, or is that the fact that aren't there certain car brands and makes and models where they only made like 4 different keys for the cars? And so if you just owned a Kia key, you could just break into fucking other people's Kias.
However, before investigators could determine the cause of this surge, the situation spiraled beyond their control in ways they could have never expected. Put simply, stealing Kia and Hyundai cars became an internet trend called the Kia Challenge. It began on July 12, 2022.
Oh no, they're full stealing this car. This ain't no just, oh, I have a key that matches.
When a video captioned Kia Boys went viral for demonstrating just how easy it was to steal Kia and Hyundai cars manufactured between 2011 and 2021. All a thief needed was a screwdriver and any regular USB cable, since the connector just so happened to be the perfect size and shape to jumpstart the vehicle. This was a major hardware-level security flaw.
Wow.
In dozens of car models, and there was no permanent way to fix the problem either. Now, the original Kia Boys video was eventually taken down by TikTok, but the information was already out there and it already sparked the Kia challenge. Teenagers across the US started...
What, so you just break off the top, you break off the ignition, and then there's a little nub that sticks out, and you just turn it, and the car starts.
Breaking into Kias and Hyundais and posting their
That is absurdly easy.
stunts on social media to participate in the challenge. While the stolen cars caused a massive financial burden for hundreds of innocent residents, the real danger of the Kia challenge came from what many of the thieves did once they had taken control of the vehicles. Since many
Crashed into a fucking tree, totaled the car.
of them had no intention of actually profiting off the stolen cars and were only doing it for the internet, they began taking the cars for reckless joyrides around town, putting their lives and the lives of everyone else on the road in extreme danger. One of these joyrides led to a police chase, which eventually ended with the out-of-control car slamming into the concrete barrier and the teenagers who stole the car trying to flee on foot. The most
Bro has their bag. You're gonna flee on foot down a highway. Don't worry, bro. You're on Route 33. You'll find the next exit in 5 miles.
Flee on foot. The most disturbing of these incidents occurred in Buffalo, New York in October 2022, where a stolen Kia ride ended in a fatal crash, taking the lives of 4 teenagers. In total, the Kia challenge resulted in the loss of 8 lives before the disturbing trend was shut down by TikTok and other social platforms. Kia and Hyundai also had to settle a class action lawsuit for $200 million over the dangerously lax security in their cars.
Bro, I feel like that would warrant like a level of recall where you go to a mechanic and Kia has to pay for your car to get fixed, where they like change something out. Because you still able to just do that to those cars?
Car surfing.
Oh, they did do that. Okay, that makes sense. Where you could just bring your car in and they have to fix it for free. Not the mechanic shop. The mechanic shop would invoice Kia and Kia would pay it.
Surfing or riding on the outside of a car as if it were a surfboard has existed as a trend long before modern social media was even a thing. It started gaining popularity in the early 1990s, compelling teenagers and young adults to speed down the highway while precariously balancing themselves on top. Today, most modern cars don't have much to hang on to on the outside to improve aerodynamics, which makes this already high-risk activity even more deadly. It only takes one small slip for even the most daring car surfer to fall into the road. Something that's evident from a 2008 CDC report, which
yeah, him spread eagle holding the outsides of the car, like if they whip a turn, you just fucking fly off. Like you don't have the grip strength for that.
revealed that 58 people lost their lives while engaging in car surfing, and 41 others were severely injured since 1990. Unfortunately, the rise of social media and the desire to go viral with outrageous stunts have only driven that number higher ever since. Most recently, in May 2023, a 16-year-old boy tragically lost his life while car surfing out the back window of a...
In 2023? Bro, I don't think I've heard of people car surfing. I feel like that's not even... Can I say that's not a trend and that's just a dumb idea people just do? I wouldn't say that's really an internet trend. I feel like car surfing is just something that people are like, hey, why don't you just go stand outside of the fucking window?
Car when the vehicle lost control and rolled over. He would have almost certainly kept his life if he were in his seat with a seatbelt. Sadly, the car surfing trend is just as alive today as it was 3 decades ago, and shows no signs of fading away anytime soon.
You know how terrifying that would be to do on a fucking highway? Like, not that scary if you're going like 10 miles an hour, bro, but this guy's on a fucking highway probably going, even if he's going slow, still probably going 50, 60. Like, if he falls, he just dies. Or serious fucking physical damage.
Blackout Challenge. The Blackout Challenge has existed long before social media. The goal in this challenge is to achieve a brief high that comes from cutting off oxygen to the brain by intentional...
What? I thought this was going to go into the blackout rage gallon trend. Not this. People were fucking auto-asphyxiating themselves to get high and then ended up dying. What? Yeah, the Borg challenge is popular in college and like young people in their 20s. Where you shouldn't do this. So much alcohol. You usually get alcohol poisoning, blackout, throw up. It's bad. You take like a gallon of water, you fucking empty a third of it, and then you pour like alcohol, like hard alcohol to fill the rest. Shake it, pour like 2 Mios in, and then that's what you drank that day. You don't notice how much alcohol you're drinking. Yeah, and then you like name it stupid things. Yeah, Arthur Borgen. That part's fun about it, but it's like, I don't think Borgs are bad if you don't do a lot of alcohol. Like, if you want to do hard alcohol, water, and Mio, and you're only going to do, like, 6 shots of alcohol, and you're going to spend hours drinking it, that's different versus you being like, hey, I'm going to put a fifth of fucking whiskey. I'm going to throw an entire bottle of Jack Daniels. No, I'm going to throw an entire bottle of Tito's vodka into this bitch. And I'm going to fucking drink that. Yeah, no, you're probably going to die. Isn't alcohol literally poison? Yes.
However, while many assume that blacking out from lack of oxygen is perfectly safe in the long run, that couldn't be further from the truth. The rewarding high in this challenge is in reality a dangerous form of cerebral hypoxia, where brain cells are deprived of vital oxygen. This can lead to seizures and hemorrhages. Even if someone survives the challenge seemingly unharmed, depriving the brain of oxygen for just a minute can cause permanent, irreversible damage. This can affect memory, reasoning, and other critical cognitive functions in the long run. The line between a fleeting, dangerous thrill and irreversible tragedy is terrifyingly thin, and once consciousness is lost, there is no way to control the outcome. Not to mention the very real risk of the person never waking up again. Unfortunately, many who try to recreate this challenge are completely unaware of these dangers, resulting in 82 people losing their lives between 1995 and 2007 alone.
Wow.
What makes this even worse is that almost all of these deaths were between the ages of 6 and 19. Much like other viral trends,
but they were just trying to give themselves a high by choking themselves.
Young, impressionable kids are especially drawn in, motivated by peer pressure or the need for validation, online or in real life. Which is why the resurgence of the blackout challenge through social media platforms like TikTok brought it to an even younger audience and left a devastating trail of victims. One of the most well-known cases is
it got popularized like in the last 5 years.
That of Nyla Anderson, a 10-year-old girl from Pennsylvania. Her family found her unconscious on the bedroom floor on the night of December 7, 2021. They rushed her to the nearby hospital. Unfortunately, it was already too late. After barely clinging to life for 5 days, she tragically passed away without ever waking up. No one knew why she would do something like this, until investigators did a forensic analysis of her phone, which revealed she had been viewing videos of the challenge on TikTok. Another tragic instance.
Viewers of the challenge on TikTok. TikTok didn't take that shit down? TikTok was letting people just fucking film themselves, choking themselves to get high?
Happened in April 2022 when a 12-year-old boy from the United Kingdom named Archie Battersby suffered catastrophic brain damage after attempting the challenge and passed away months later. And these weren't isolated incidents either. Numerous other children, some as young as 8, suffered a similar fate or other life-altering injuries after attempting this challenge. Sadly, despite social media sites' best efforts to suppress the challenge, it continues to spread to this day.
I mean, dude, those are certain things that you're not going to be able to fully stop ever, but you should have full restriction. I mean, social media should have. I understand the idea of like free speech and posting what you want to. You should not be able to post that shit on TikTok. Yeah, no, not. This is like, dude, I don't even know what she's saying, but I'm like, damn, she's actually kind of spitting right now. I thought she was going to start rhyming when she was saying A to Z.
Lollipop in your 2-year-old's mouth, you fucking. And then pick another room to take and slip and slide blood out your wife's teeth, and then blood or eyeballs, and that's gonna look at you again funny. You piece of sucking. Now, have you been offended as an American? Me too! I don't want to be here! Take me.
What do you think the cop's thinking in his head while he's driving? I'm wondering if he's like annoyed or smiling. Because it could be either. Like, the fact that he hasn't responded to her, and he's just let her ramble nonstop for effectively 6 minutes straight.
Africa, you sucking monkey! You racist honky! Get me the f out of here, you sucking piece of shit! Come on, manhandle me like you did last time in a wheelchair! Manhandle me and throw me all over there! You don't know the dog, a cat, or a piece of fish to go fishing! Nothing but metal to scream! And water until he goes to air! And no water! Alright. Are you gonna get me to Africa?
Bro, this woman has no idea what's going on. Bro, they open the door. Are you all right? Are you going to take me to Africa? That's the first thing this person is experiencing. Oh, my God. Getting thrown into an hour and a half out of a 3-hour movie.
You able to get out?
Just in the midst of it.
I got arrested for filing charges on how it opening my goddamn mouth. All right, well, we'll get out. Come on. You need to unlock the back and put him in the front. I'm a handicap in a wheelchair.
Are you able to walk?
No.
We're gonna get you out here. We're not gonna check you out, okay?
You guys have
Oh my god, they're gonna get her a wheelchair.
abused me so much I'm going to Africa.
We're not gonna abuse you. We're gonna get you out here so we can have a nurse check you out, okay? I just need you to calm down. I know you're stressed out.
No shit, I'm upset.
I know you are.
You know what I went through to get a government phone?
But I just need
17 signatures of government assistance.
What's your first name?
And someone opened the goddamn cell.
What's your first name?
Government knows everything you do. On every number you do. And she
All right, no, it is actually kind of seeming more like a paranoia or schizophrenic episode or something. Like she feels like everybody's after her in some way. No, I wouldn't say meth. Yeah, it's like a level of like psychosis or like extreme paranoia. Like that's nothing. The rambling she was doing, I feel like she knew didn't make sense. But like the other stuff with the package, she like genuinely believes that like these people are out to get her.
Oh.
Here, slide towards me.
God damn it.
Our hands are bracing your back, You're okay? good, I got you. You're able to shimmy over.
You know what I did last time you were in a wheelchair?
All right, Yeah, the wheelchair's out here, okay? we're gonna shimmy over, all right? All right, scoot yourself over, okay?
Stand right.
Here, yeah.
I have prison on that.
All right, lean back, okay?
The woman was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct. If she is convicted, what do you think the punishment should be?
Bro, to fucking get help. I don't think she should get jail time for that. She didn't hurt anyone. She's just being a nuisance. Like, she needs genuine help, man. Like, I don't know. She might not have schizophrenia or she might not be in a psychosis state or something, but like regardless, bro, yeah. She isn't entitled. She's nuts. Yeah. I don't think she's entitled. I think she would be entitled if this was like in some rich Hollywood fucking neighborhood and she was acting this way. Like, she seems like a very average individual that is now just losing it. Can we pause so I could pee? Isn't that the point of jail? Jail does not fix you in any way. Like, there's multiple arguments to be made that jail and prison, if anything, make you a repeat criminal more than actually helping you. Modern U.S. prisons and jail are less about, I guess, helping you in, getting back on your feet when you get out and more about punishment. And I think there's an argument for both, but rehabilitation is, like some countries focus prison and jail time heavily on rehabilitation, others on punishment. I think there needs to be a middle ground, but to in instances where people are going through episodes like this, if you just threw her in prison or jail, that's not fixing anything. Like, they're not, like, yes, there might be like instances where she could get help in certain ways, but a lot of the time that doesn't happen, and then people leave less prepared for society than when they came in, especially if they're younger. She's different because she looks like she's like 40, but when you're like 17 to 25 and you get arrested, and then you go to jail and you come out, now you're like ill prepared for society because you didn't know how to do anything when you went in. And now you're older, and you're supposed to know how to do all these, this, and this, pay your taxes, do insurance, fucking get a job, do this. Some people do that and are able to do that, but you're still kind of leaning into society and leaning on, I guess, the pillars and support system you have until your mid-20s. Like, it's not uncommon for people to be living with their parents or having their parents help them, not necessarily financially, but just like with life tasks into their mid-20s. And so when people end up getting locked up in that time frame, testing North Korea's illegal smartphones. I'm going to be real, before we even started, I didn't know they had like their own brand of smartphone. Just because I assumed the majority of individuals in North Korea didn't own phones. Because the government control would probably it would be really hard to restrict that. But I'm assuming the people in poverty in North Korea don't own phones. I'm assuming it's people that live in like Pyongyang, like somewhere where it's, I guess, more populated / like you're allowed to have more luxuries, because you live in the capital.
These are two extremely rare phones from North Korea, and it's kind of insane that I'm even holding them. The North Korean...
Why is one of them in English?
And holding them. North Korean population is so cut off from the outside world that it's almost impossible to even get a text message out, let alone 2 fully functional smuggled phones that show us in crystal clear detail what it's actually
Oh my god, does the map only show North Korea?
like to be a North Korean citizen. So this is the Heian 701. It's one of the country's budget phones. Just to give you an idea of how little is known about this stuff, you can Google the phone's name and nothing will come up. Absolutely zero. And then the second is the Samtaesung 8, which is a flag
Samtaesung? Really? Really, that's the North Korean phone, Samtaesung 8?
North Korean phone. And yeah, this is different to South Korea's Samsung, which translates to 3 stars. This is Samtaesung, which translates to 3 huge stars.
I mean, we're really trying to one up South Korea here on the fucking phone usage. That's cringe. That's what they named that shit. 3 stars versus 3 huge stars.
A lot of this whole my dad could totally beat up your dad energy. But that's because convincing North Koreans that they are superior to South Koreans, that they are morally purer and militarily stronger, is about the most effective way of keeping them loyal to the government. And it's pretty clear when you look at these phones that the smartphone is playing a big part in that. I can actually
yeah, I feel like, yeah, it definitely plays a part in the brainwashing, but I don't understand how, like, yes, even if you're grown into the North Korean society, kind of like believing how they function and also kind of like living it for generations, if you had a smartphone that's like clearly restricting you, I feel like you'd be like, what are they trying to hide from us? Or do you think it's like they just perceive it as a protection? Like, oh, Kim Jong-un's trying to protect me from bad Western ideologies. Or maybe they don't even realize that it's like being censored or like restricted. Maybe that's like what they perceive just the phone is able to do.
These phones. So if I write Namhan, this means South Korea. The second that I hit the spacebar, that gets auto-corrected to puppet state. It is bonkers seeing censorship this explicit happening in real time in front of my eyes. You physically cannot send the word Namhan even if you try, which shows just how committed North Korea's government is to sustaining its narrative that South Korea is this inferior, less individual country that just blindly follows whatever the US asks them to. Other ways of wording it, like Republic of Korea, that doesn't even get corrected. That just turns straight into asterisks. Kind of like you're a child and you just tried to make your Club Penguin username a swear word. And you can actually see the censorship becoming more invasive as time is going on. Because if we use this Heian phone, which came a few months before, this one lets you write North Korea as North Korea. But the Samtaesung doesn't even let you do that.
Oh my god, so it used to be less restricted and then they realized that they needed to make it even more strict, so they had to fucking come out with a, like, even worse version.
The only way that you're allowed to refer to North Korea now is Joseon, the traditional.
I mean, bro, and I'm assuming there's, like, heavy monitoring on these phones, no? I feel like we watched something about a North Korean, like, it might have been a phone where it, like, takes an image of your screen every 10 seconds or something. And there's like a guy monitoring it in case something happens where they have to be like, oh, what are you talking shit about Kim Jong-un?
And then South Korea, almost as if they're belonging to them, as South Joseon. But it gets worse, because Daily NK News, the guys who actually secured these phones in the first place, and whose basement I'm sitting in right now, they've probed around and found all sorts of extra oddities in the software. Like how, if you type Kim Jong-un, the name of the current leader, into any app, it will make the text bold the second you finish the word. Or how all sorts of South Korean slang is just subtly corrected to the more proper North Korean approved way of saying the same thing. Presumably because a lot of this slang originates in some capacity from South Korean media. And the North doesn't want their population.
Yeah, but then how the hell, if they're getting a lot of that slang from South Korean media, how would the North Korean people even have their hands on that slang or media to even be able to use it in their phones in the first place? If, like, internet access is restricted, whatever they see on TV is restricted, they're only allowed to see what is shown to them, then how the fuck, like, why do they even have that gateway of the slang if they don't even know what it is? That'd be like having an autocorrect for, like, Big Chungus if you don't know what Big Chungus is. Like, it's unneeded. Like, you're never gonna type it.
To even indirectly experience that. But probably the single craziest example of this is if we type oppa. This is a common South Korean expression that can be used to mean either older brother or, in slang terms, boyfriend.
이거 좀 따주세요, 오빠.
which in itself does raise a few questions. On these North Korean phones, though, it corrects the word to comrade, accompanied by a warning. This word can only be used to describe your siblings. Imagine getting a warning for attempting to type a slang word. That's moderation on a level that I have never experienced before. But
what happens if you type like fuck Kim Jong-un? Like, would that like, would like your phone just brick and they would like fucking seize you instantly? No, seriously, like what if you like typed like some sort of threat? Like they would be like, your phone just explodes.
I would say even more significant than autocorrect, the biggest factor in controlling information going in and out of North Korea, and the main reason that the country is still this cryptic bubble and we barely know these phones even exist, is the internet situation. Or really, the lack of one. Look at this. On the Haeyang phone,
there is I want to also kind of side note here, there is like a level of US meddling that people claim goes on for foreign phones for us as well. Like most US citizens that own a phone own an iPhone and don't really ever have access to like Huawei, which is the Chinese phone that is a lot of the time seen as more technologically advanced and more user-friendly and developed than the US iPhone and iOS versions. But like nobody owns a Huawei. It's like impossible to get a fucking Huawei.
you can swipe down from the top and you see your control panel that looks basically the same as every other Android's. And there's even a Wi-Fi button there, but when you press it, absolutely nothing happens. Weird, but let's go into settings to click on Wi-Fi directly, but you can't.
How the fuck does the phone work if you don't have LTE and you don't have Wi-Fi? What the fuck do you use the phone for? It's just constantly in airplane mode?
And they've actually gone a step further with this more recent Samtaesang, because you go into the quick settings, there isn't even a Wi-Fi icon at all. It's like they don't want—
What do you use the fucking phone for? The calculator app? Like, what am I gonna play offline Subway Surfers on the fucking phone? What do you use the phone for? You're not fucking connected to anything. Messaging? You can't message people without fucking connectivity. Or bars.
You to even consider that the feature could—
That's the point? Well, then don't even give them phones.
—be as accessible as that. The only way to get something that even resembles Wi-Fi is this. It's called Mirai, and it needs so many details from you, including your government—
Oh shit, so they just like require, because it's too easy to just connect to something, so they restrict that, so you have to use an app that like tracks your Wi-Fi.
ID and an authenticated North Korean physical SIM card that it's pretty safe to assume everything you do while using it can be traced right back to you. And even with all of that, this still doesn't get you onto the internet. There's actually no way for a North Korean citizen to do that. All this can get you is access to a highly curated North Korean—
Whenever I see shit about like North Korean technology, I always remember like the videos of the Russians talking about how when North Korea sent their troops to help Russia in the war, the Russians always cited the North Korean people being like cripplingly addicted to like porn and cartoons. Like, because they've never seen it before, so it's like it was such like a culture shock for them that like their eyes were just like glued to the screen. Like the technology that they have there, like the unrestricted access to the internet's like absurd.
Intranet, where you can look at specifically government-approved TV, news, propaganda, and apps. More on that in a bit, but the key thing to know for now—
Damn, bro. Do you think there's like any apps they could use that we use? No, because it would be non-North Korean tech. I'm thinking like games, like dude, like Doodle Jump. Like you think I feel like, bro, like do you think they're like restricted from playing like Doodle Jump?
Is it doesn't look like it would be a great experience. The app itself tells you to expect speeds between 2 and 33 megabits per second, less than a 14th of the speeds that South Koreans are getting on their public Wi-Fi. I imagine—
Well, to be fair, doesn't South Korea also have the best Wi-Fi in the entire world? Like, by area? Like, their Wi-Fi's crazy.
the way that North Korea's leaders are seeing this is they know that the second they give their population access to the open World Wide Web, it's game over for being able to control the way they act and think. But then at the same time, they can't give the people nothing if they're trying to convince them that their country is truly superior to all others. Hence this careful substitution of traditional Wi-Fi features for this highly traceable Wi-Fi equivalent that reinforces national pride as opposed to diluting it. but those speeds are so dated. And to be honest, everything about using both of these phones feels dated. Like, it's pretty sad that this Samtae is one of their modern flagship phones. It was only released recently in 2023 in North Korea. It was priced pretty close to $1,000, but it looked...
What North Korean citizen is fucking affording that? Like, that's what I don't understand. It has to be people that are living in, like, the capital. Like, it has to be somebody that's living in Pyongyang, because, like, the average North Korean citizen is just, like, dead broke.
Looks like a mid-range Huawei phone from 2021. Actually, let me be clear. It
has to be people that... I think they're also giving people the phones that are in, like, some sort of... Not substantial power, but they're in a position of luxury, or, I guess, they're well off enough to where, like, they would start looking for, like, tech. They would want the next thing. And if North Korea doesn't give them the next thing, then they're going to be like, okay, I'm not revolting, but... there would be some sketchy shit behind the scenes.
Looks like a mid-range Huawei phone from 2021. I'm almost getting deja vu looking at it. The way the camera module has an identical style and position. The way the body and the screen curves around in a seemingly identical...
I mean, yeah, bro, they literally probably got a Huawei and went, how do we copy this but make it fucking 10 times worse so our citizens can't fucking do anything with it?
Even this incredibly unique Huawei-style cutout around the buttons and this red line in the middle of the power key is the same. Plus, for security reasons, I've got to keep the IMEI number hidden. But when we traced it back, it does look like this phone was manufactured in China, just like Huawei phones. So I think there's two possible...
So there's Chinese companies that are making phones for North Korean people? I thought they would have had that shit in-house.
Explanations. Either this phone was actually secretly made by Huawei themselves and supplied to North Korea for them to add their software layer, or Samtae just decided, we like the look of that one, let's copy it. Because you're about to see...
I would assume that's probably what it is.
...this yourselves, but so much of the content on these phones is copied content already. Why not the phone design too? But also that, unlike the Huawei that this looks so similar to, this phone does have a thicker bezel and a notch, this extremely tasteless font on show throughout the whole user interface, and then the only form...
Yeah, can I say that? It's like a sad phone. Like, I wouldn't be able to guess what country it's from if you just handed me the phone, but I'd be like, this is a bad, like, this is a shitty phone. It's a sad phone. Like, the font's shitty, bro. The font's shitty. The fucking look is, like, sleek, but, bro, it looks like a fucking lithium battery. Like, it looks like I'm staring at something that would charge a fucking e-bike.
Form of branding on the camera is a feebly written 64 megapixel that gives me absolutely zero reassurance it's going to be a good experience. And it is not. On the Haeyang phone, we're just getting extremely poor, grainy image quality all around. And even though there are 3 cameras on the back of this phone, there is still no ultra-wide and no zoom. So both extra cameras are just useless macro and depth cameras. A trend that, globally speaking, started to die out pretty fast after 2020. And so the idea that this thing released in 2023 with that kind of setup shows the time lag that we're operating with here. And then on the flagship Samtae, the camera is super buggy. We couldn't even get it to flip around to the rear cameras. And it's also got this really unusual watermark plastered over it, which when we reverse, it spells out, please contact Heinetron. Now, I did a little digging and turns out Heinetron...
Anytime you take a picture, it fucking watermarks your face.
...is a small, private, China-based company who makes a lot of smartphone parts. So it kind of looks here like they've supplied some of the bits for this phone, but then North Korean Samtae has just, like, not paid their license fee or something. Regardless, though, of whether this phone is a secret Huawei collab or just a blatant ripoff, it doesn't change the fact that it is terrible value when you consider the global market. But that makes a lot of sense. With North Korea, we are talking about a very unusual market that has almost no competitive pressure. There's almost no incentive to give people cutting-edge tech. And if anything, the more dated the tech, the simpler it is, and therefore the easier it is going to be to control. That would also explain why the Haeyang is still running Android 10 with seemingly no ability to update beyond that, and why Samtae is stuck on Android 11, making it 5 years worth of updates behind current Android.
I don't understand that about fucking update shit. Like, what is so bad? Is it like vulnerabilities? Like, what's so bad about not... just, oh shit, I gotta get over.
Furious movie. Plus, having a permit makes you a second-class citizen. You can't even drive alone. You need some random adult next to you at all times. Like, bro, if I'm old enough to control a 2-ton...
Bro, and you fully bank. I remember, bro, when it was my turn to take the driver's test, all my friends that had taken it before me, like, in my class were like, dude, you don't want, like, Rachel. They were like, you don't want Rachel. Rachel failed Billy and John. She's so mean. I got like Bob or whatever his name was. He was nice. Because it's literally like up to them on if they pass you or not. Outside, there's definitive fail markers. Like if you hit a traffic cone, that counts as hitting a car. So like you fail. But outside of that, it's like up to their discretion.
Death machine on the freeway. Why do I still need my mom sitting there with a Diet Coke acting like she's my parole officer? Then there's driving school, where some random 40-year-old dude who looks like he's given up on life teaches you how to parallel park. The car always smells weird, like a mix of—
Oh my god, yes! Yes! I was gonna say, bro, it didn't even smell like the Werthers. It smelled like piss. It smelled like piss. Like, but not new piss. Like, imagine you peed all over the fucking seats and then let it dry and, like, sit out in the sun for a week. And then I would get in the car. It just smelled like piss.
Old coffee and regret. And they make you do the dumbest stuff, like a 3-point turn. Like, bro, I'm not driving a 4.
I will say, all right, this is gonna sound like dickhead shit. When I got my license and I saw a car, like a gray car with the big block thing on the front that says student driver, I would pass him. I'd be laying on the horn more than normal. It's fucked. I remember when I was 17, I was like, oh shit, I passed. Now they got to deal with it. And so I'd just be like, the second the light would turn green, half a second, just lay on it. And I know too, dude, they're fucking 10-2, white knuckle in the steering wheel going, just like nervous.
Forklift. I just want to get the Taco Bell.
First time trying the new cheesy crunch wrap. Let's see how it tastes.
And these instructors always have that dead behind the eyes look. Like they've watched thousands of teenagers almost plow into a mailbox and now nothing excites them anymore. You could literally crash into a fire hydrant and they just write it down like, yep, -5 points. Don't do that again. They also purposely take you on the worst possible roads. Like, bro, I live in the suburbs. Why are you making me merge onto the freeway in the middle of rush hour?
They don't do that. They did that when I took the behind the wheel class. I had to merge onto a highway. And I think that was valuable. I will say that. I'm going to disagree with him. I think taking that class, having that guy be annoying to you and make you drive in stressful scenarios makes you a better driver. Because that's how driving's going to be. There's going to be moments where you're stressed as fuck and you need to lock in. Right? And having some dickhead chirp at you the whole time helps.
Learned where the headlights are. I'm not ready to battle semis going 80. And for some reason, they love parking drills. Parallel park between these two cones back into this imaginary spot. Like, when am I ever going to use this? Nobody in history has ever said, oh, sorry, guys, I can't come out tonight. I really failed my 3-point turn. Plus, the silence is
Nah, you do need to know how to parallel park, though. That shit's hard. It's easy once you've done it a lot, but, like, it's hard in the sense that when you're in a scenario where you have to parallel park, a lot of the time there's not designated spots. It's just street parking where people aimlessly park anywhere on the road. And there's going to be spots that have this much space and spots that have this much space. And you need to be able to pull up to a spot, stare at it, and go, yeah, I could fit in that. And then fucking, while other cars are flying past you because you're on a road, and so you have to fucking park. And if you fuck up, now you got to pull back out. And then people are getting annoyed because you're blocking them.
Brutal. You're in a car with this string.
I'd rather park further than parallel park. If you're ever in a big city where there's just street parking, that's the only option. Unless you want to walk an hour to wherever the fuck you're going.
And the whole time you're...
Or pay for parking in certain scenarios. But a lot of the time you pay for street parking.
You're trying to impress him like it's a date.
You don't need to learn that. Just Uber or something. Yeah, just spend $180 to Uber.
Agree to. You flick the blinker on 2 streets early, and so he notices, like, see, I'm responsible. Meanwhile, he's staring out the window, sighing, writing hieroglyphics on his clipboard, 0 validation. Now comes the actual road test, easily the most stressful 15 minutes of your life. You've been practicing for—
Oh my God, I will agree. No, I actually will agree. I think one of the most stressful things isn't like first day of high school, first day of college. It is the second you're fucking waiting for your driver's test to start, where you're like, you see the person walk around your car and do an inspection, because they inspect your car first, and then they get in.
Months, but the second that instructor sits in the passenger seat, your brain forgets how cars even work. Like, I'll be gripping the wheel so hard, you think I'm landing a plane. And the instructors never help either. They just sit there in complete silence, scribbling on their little clipboard like they're writing
Yeah, they try to stress you out. I think they enjoy that part, though.
Your obituary. You could literally save a baby duck crossing the road, and they'd still be like, you didn't check your mirrors enough. Automatic fail. The worst part is they never tell you how you're doing during the test. Like, you're just sweating bullets, thinking, okay, I nailed that stop.
One, don't you have to wait mad long if you fail? It's longer than a written test. It's probably depending on the state. You have to wait 2 weeks to retake it. But if you fail 3 times, you have to wait 6 months. Wow. So if you fail multiple times in a row, you have to wait a half of a year.
Stop sign, right? That was clean. Meanwhile, the guy's just clicking his pen like
That's not bad, bro. That sucks.
He's deciding if you deserve human rights. And parallel parking, that's the final boss. You could drive perfectly the entire test, but if you so much as touch the curb, they act like you just committed a felony. Like, bro, half the adults out here park like absolute garbage. Why is this a standard? And if you fail, oh, that's the walk of shame. Nothing hurts more than walking out of the DMV while some 16-year-old behind you is celebrating like they just won the Super Bowl. You gotta call your parents like, yeah, so we're gonna be Ubering for a few more weeks. And the retest, way worse, because now the instructor already knows you're trash. They sit down like, oh, it's you again. And suddenly every tiny mistake is magnified. Forgot your blinker? Fail. Rolled half an inch over the line? Fail. Blinked too aggressively? Fail.
Well, no, I think there's like point values for different things. Like if you like roll a stoplight, there's certain things that are immediate fails. But if you're going like a mile over the speed limit, I feel like they'll probably dock points, but I doubt you'll immediately just fail.
It really feels like a driving test is more like some government-sanctioned hazing ritual. Like, congrats, you survived high school. Now let's see if you can survive me quietly judging you for 15 minutes.
The driver's license exam during COVID was crazy. The instructor just stood outside in the parking lot and watched me drive and park so they weren't in the car. Nah, that's even worse. That's even worse. Just having like some dude like Slender Man in his suit with a clipboard, just watching you drive around a parking lot. Just like he's scouting you with like football. Oh my God. It's like, I feel like the silence would be even more deafening. You're just talking to yourself. You're just like, oh, fuck, dude. I wonder what he's writing.
And if you do pass, congrats. Now you get to join the most chaotic experience of all, driving with your friends. Because the second you pick them up, they act like your car is a party bus. Someone's fighting for the aux, somebody else is hanging halfway through the window, and there's always that one friend in the back spilling Taco Bell all over your seats like it's their own personal trash can. Suddenly you're not the cool guy with the car, you're the unpaid Uber driver. Every text is just, bro, can you pick me up? We need a ride. Like, damn, I didn't get this license so I could chauffeur half the school. I just wanted to get a McFlurry without adult supervision. Then comes the gas money argument. Every group has that one guy who never pays. You could drive them across the entire state, drop them off at their front door, and they'll hit you with, bro, I'll get you next time. Spoiler, there is no next time. This man hasn't seen a gas pump in his life. And the thing about being first in your group with the license is suddenly you're everybody's servant. Like, you're not their friend anymore, you're their tax.
Yeah, that is true. The earlier you get your license, the more you got to drive people around.
Midnight trip.
That doesn't change, though. It's not like, oh, you're stuck doing that, but there's always somebody in a friend group that's usually like a designated driver or somebody that drives people most of the time. Also dependent on the car you have. If you want a life hack, get a smart car. Get a 2-seater smart car, then nobody's going to ask you to drive them places. If you get like a fucking 6-person SUV, all of your friends are going to want you to take them places.
to Taco Bell, guess you're driving. Someone's crush lives 20 minutes away, you're driving. Someone wants to just cruise, guess what? You're driving. Meanwhile, your tank's on empty and you're praying your parents don't notice you burn through half a paycheck in gas money. And late night drives are their own horror movie. Everyone's laughing, music's blasting, but the second you get pulled over, all your so-called friends just turn into lawyers in the backseat whispering advice. Bro, don't admit anything. Just tell him you're speeding because your grandma's sick. Like, shut up, man. You're the reason I missed the stop sign in the first place. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Once the hype dies down, you realize that driving kind of sucks. Like, yeah, you've got the freedom, but now you also are stuck dealing with the absolute worst people on the road. You've got the guy who thinks turn signals are optional, the lady going 20 and—
Dude, I've low-key done some shit like that. Not to the point where it was that dangerous, but I've, like, borderline missed an exit, and, like, the next exit to where I'm going is fucking 10 miles down the road. And if there's not a lot of people on the road, I'm hitting a quick 70 to 0, hard pivot right, and then just fucking rip the exit.
The lady going 20 in the fast lane, and of course, the dude in the lifted truck who takes it personally if you merge in front of him. And don't even get me started on traffic. Like, nothing humbles you faster than sitting bumper to bumper for 40 minutes to go 3 miles. You're sitting there like, wow, I really begged the DMV for this privilege. Parking lots are war zones. It doesn't matter if it's Walmart, Costco, or some random strip mall. People will straight up cut across 10 spaces diagonally just to beat you by 5 seconds. And there's always that one psychopath who backs into every spot like they're rehearsing for NASCAR pit crew tryouts. Once you get sick of borrowing your parents' minivan, reality hits. You gotta buy your own car, which sounds awesome until you realize every option is either insanely expensive or complete garbage. Like, it's either a
Yeah, you're either going to get something that's reliable. It's really hard to find, like, a semi-cheap or, I guess, reliable car that's not, you know, $40,000. Like, if you're getting a used car for $10K, a lot of the time it might run well for the first few months, and then you're going to have, like, your transmission be shot. Or something's going to fucking break. You need to change your tire. Well, a lot of the time, if you get it from a dealership, they're going to give you new tires. But you'll have, like, your brakes give out or something else that's just not going to fucking work. A Honda. Yeah, a lot of the time, dude, some people getting, like, a used Honda Civic with 230,000 miles on it. That fucking engine's going to fall out of the fucking car. But I mean, like, what else do you get?
Brand new car that costs more than your entire net worth, or a 2003 Honda Civic with 280,000 miles and a quirky rattling noise that definitely means the engine's about to explode. And the seller is always
the AC doesn't work. Dude, I feel like every time a car reaches like 200,000 miles, the AC gives out and it makes like a weird sputtering noise. Like was there a dead rat in the fucking car? What is that?
Like it's a hidden gem. Like, oh yeah, it runs great. Just don't roll down the windows or touch the AC. And make sure you keep a jug of coolant in the trunk at all times. Bro, that is not a car. That's a time bomb on wheels. Insurance? Forget about it. The government basically looks at you, a 17-year-old, and says, yeah, you're definitely crashing within the first 6 months.
Oh, is this a turn right here? Shoot. Crap. Everyone hang on. I'm sorry. I love you. I love you so much. I'm so sorry.
They charge you like $400 a month for the privilege of driving a car that barely starts. And when you do finally buy one, it's not freedom. It's another money pit. Oil changes, tires, random lights popping up on the dashboard. It's like you're playing whack-a-mole. You think you're buying an independence, but in reality, you're just signing up for permanent debt. So yeah, getting your license is hyped up like it's the key to freedom, but it's really just the start of a whole new headache. First, you traumatize your parents, then some guy in a polo shirt makes you parallel park, then you get judged by a DMV executioner with a clipboard, and eventually you go broke from gas, insurance, and your friends mooching rides. So yeah, getting your license is just your first subscription plan to adulthood, and trust me, there's no cancel button. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed all my videos.
I don't know, I still think it's an overall net positive to be able to get a license. I think there are a lot of downsides, but I don't think it's...
If I could just get one follower a day, I would be happy.
With so few people watching and stagnant growth, he seriously considered walking away from streaming altogether.
My friends, my teachers, guidance counselor just said like, oh, you're wasting your time. You're not going to be a streamer. That's a...
Yeah, and then you go up to them and you fucking hit a fat money spread up the arm. Jinxie makes what his teachers make that were making fun of him in 8 hours. In what they make in a year. Like, their yearly salary, Jinxie's making in less than a day. And those motherfuckers are clowning on him. Like, I think that's a different thing. Teachers, I think, should be obviously directive in a sense of, like, you know, hey, I think this is how I can help you best. But I think like punching down people's dreams as a teacher is like the wackest thing you could do.
Not realistic, that too.
As exhausting as it was, he kept streaming, day after day, doing what he genuinely enjoyed, holding on to the belief that maybe one day it would pay off.
5 viewers, he's grinding. He's on the grind.
As he got better at the game, the Siege community began to tune in. Slowly, 5 average viewers turned into 15. 15 became 50.
You guys are freaking crazy, bro.
And by June, his Twitch following had jumped from just 300 to over 3,000 followers.
Bro, we're at 993 viewers. Can we hit 1,000 viewers, bro?
But in the summer of 2021, he hit a wall. 1,500 average viewers. The reach of Rainbow Six had hit its limit.
Yeah, he hit a wall, but I think he did hit that wall because Rainbow at its time wasn't that popular. But even then, that's not a bad wall to hit, right? Like, you could be a full-time streamer on 1,500 viewers. There's so many, half of the guys I stream with, bro, like, I think like Puffer and Pezzy and a lot of those guys, they average around like 2-3K. I think Pezzy's around like 1,400-1,500. You could rip that. Like, that's easy. That's easy to fucking run that, you know, for years. If you can maintain that niche of a community. I averaged 1,500 viewers for a long time.
Most popular players in the space, and even having a personal charm in the game, no one outside of the Rainbow community cared enough to tune into the streams. For almost an entire year, Jinxie sat there, at 1,500 viewers, making enough money to not have a job, but not enough to really live a life.
How much do you think the average 1,500 viewer Twitch streamer makes? No YouTube content. I think like raw. It very much depends on how many subs they're getting. It really depends on how many subs they're getting, because and how many ads you're running. I would say the average 1,500 viewer streamer on Twitch is probably making like 10K a month. 10 to 20. Nah, 10. I'd go 10, not 20. 20's a lot. I'd go there making over 100K a year. If you're streaming like 100 hours a month with over 1,000 viewers, you're probably making like 10K a year. Or not 10K a year, 10K a month. Yeah, for sure. Are you fucking kidding me?
So one day, he woke up to thousands of new followers. He was confused at first, then checked TikTok. Someone had screen recorded his stream from the day prior and uploaded a short clip to TikTok.
How's that not enough to live? No, he said enough to live, but he's saying not enough to like, you know, live lavishly.
It was of him opening alpha packs in Rainbow, getting the same annoying rubber duck.
Oh my god, I remember seeing these clips of Jinxie where he was going for, what is it called? Jaeger Black Ice.
Someone had screen recorded his stream from the day prior and uploaded a short clip to TikTok. It was of him opening alpha packs in Rainbow, getting the same annoying rubber ducky charm 3 times in a row.
Another rubber ducky!
And this clip exploded on TikTok, raking in over 17 million views that day.
Oh, it's not real, it's a myth?
How many do you guys have?
When he started up stream later that day, that ceiling finally moved. Thousands poured in, and Jinxie's stream peaked at over 4,000 live viewers. It had been almost 4 years since he started streaming, and Jinxie had finally moved up a rung on Twitch's endless ladder.
5,000 viewers already. That is a Jinxie channel record.
But what no one could have guessed was how quickly he'd shoot towards the top from here. That viral clip was the light bulb moment. If one random highlight could pull thousands to his stream, what would happen if he started posting them himself? So he ramped up the content machine, launching new accounts on TikTok and YouTube, cutting together his rages, his highlights.
Every Jinxie video I see now, he's covered in like olive oil, just making like weird noises. Like fully shaven, like covered in oil, just like making like... Just like face literally like this close to the camera.
Every day, dozens of accounts were pumping out Jinxie's reactions, funneling even more viewers straight to his streams.
We had 10,000 viewers!
By January of 2023, Jinxie had cleared over 500,000 followers on Twitch, then 750,000 in March, and just weeks later came the milestone every streamer dreams of. 1 million followers on Twitch.
I will say, I think most milestones for streamers are view counts rather than followers. Not that it doesn't matter, because it's still fucking awesome to hit that. But I think, like, people care how similar people care about a million subs on YouTube. I think people care about, like, hitting, like, 10K on Twitch in terms of, like, average viewers.
I'm calling my dad.
And it didn't stop there. Just days later, the sub counter rocketed past giants like XQC and Kai Cenat, Jinxie, streaming Rainbow Six Siege, was the #1 subscribed streamer on Twitch.
Yeah, he's the #1 most sub person on Twitch right now. Yeah. Which is crazy, by the way.
I haven't gotten to watch him yet, but his TikTok seemed pretty funny.
Right now, until that low taper fade meme picks up a little bit more. Then we'll see who the real big dog is.
And at the 2023 Streamer Awards, he was crowned both the best gamer and breakout streamer of the year.
Because the biggest streamer in the world right now is a guy named...
Oh, I love Squeaks. I love Squeaks.
Gamer and breakout streamer of the...
I'm sorry. Well, I think all these are great choices, but I do love Squeaks. I just got to throw that in there. Love Queso, and, you know, I don't really watch Black Boy Max, but...
Because the biggest streamer in the world right now is a guy named Jinxie. And for a full year, he streamed on Twitch to an average viewership of 2.
It literally just started as an idea and a dream and a goal.
Yeah, he's streaming like 7-8 hours a day for 5 people. It's me, that's your bud. People. Man.
November 2019, 5 viewers.
Yeah, like, look how flat that line is. Well, it looks so flat because his peak was so crazy. Like, here, he was still averaging, like, 3K viewers. You know what I mean? Like, this looks like, oh, shit, nobody's watching him, then everybody's watching him. Like, right here, still probably, like, fucking 15K. So, in comparison, it just looks smaller.
Every great thing that you will ever achieve is brick by brick, day by day, night by night. December 2019, 5 viewers. It started off 5 years ago. 5!
I'm pursuing a career and becoming a full-time Twitch streamer and YouTuber.
January 2020, 5 viewers. The amount of mother that'll tell you that you can't do something because they can't imagine themselves doing something. If you have a dream, you have to protect that dream every single day when you wake up.
And you know the craziest shit, too, is the motherfuckers that were sitting there telling him it wouldn't work out and he would never make it. Then he did. And I guarantee you they immediately flip, double down. They either immediately flip and glaze or they double down and go, man, he got so lucky. I wish I could have a job like that. Yo, this shit's so low effort, so easy. Anybody can do it. Like, it's literally the direct opposites. It's just literally people that hate to hate. Like, actually switch it up like crazy, but not even a good switch up. It'll be like, yo, you're never going to make it. That shit's hard as fuck. There's literally no point. To, oh, dude, streaming's so easy. You have the best job in the world. What are you talking about?
Bro, you cannot lose if you just don't give up. Literally, bro, the only way to lose is to give up.
The crazy thing is why this all worked in the first place. A generation ago, streamers lived and died by the games they played. If the game popped, so did they. But if it faded...
I still think that's very true even in modern times. Like, I understand what he said modern times, like, you know, 5 years ago wasn't modern times. But I'm saying, like, recently. Like, a long time ago, you know, 2016, 2018, if you were a streamer, you lived and died by the game. But people still do that. You know, like, look at modern Fortnite streamers. They're fucking falling off like crazy. You know, it's because the game's fucking dying. Like, you know, hate to say it, the reason Fortnite streamers aren't doing well isn't because they're any less entertaining. It's because the game fucking is doing bad. Like, bad. Like, the game is continuously losing players, losing viewers, losing, you know, potentiality for people to want to watch, because you're not going to want to watch a game that you don't like playing. You know, you might watch games that you don't play, but you would play if you could, or you would just rather not and rather watch something. But, like, the majority of people that watch Fortnite streamers or, like, League streamers are also players. And if they stop playing, they stop watching.
Their careers went with it. Jinxie flipped that script. Siege was already on life support when he started, so his growth was never tied to the popularity of the game. The climb took longer, but it built a foundation that wouldn't...
I think Jinxie's popularity was slightly tied to the game, but I think he has a very heavy audience that still likes watching him for him. Top guy on any stream, you are dealing with all of the bullshit.
However,
Facts.
success often comes at a cost. In just a few months, he went from a random kid on Twitch to the internet's main character, and that meant his personal life wasn't really his anymore. Relationships, drama. Suddenly, it was all being dissected.
Yeah, more and more of your life gets put in the hands of other people. You kind of become like a cranked robot to a degree, where, like, the more, when you're at the top like that, you basically are just like a puppet that people use for entertainment in some form or another, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like, for you to appeal to an audience, you basically have to, like, bend to anything that they want to see. And then usually creators hit a point where they go, fuck this. And I think Jinxie did. And that's why, you know, he had a dip in viewers, but I think he's still one of the biggest streamers of all time. And I think a lot of people clown on him for that. I fucking respect it, man. For him to, like, slightly abandon the game that he played for so long and want to be like, I'm just going to make the content I want to make, like, that's really hard to do. It seems easy, but, like, in his position, when he knows it's going to have a negative downside, like, monetarily for him, like, you know.
Dissected by millions of strangers. What was once private became part of the content machine, whether he wanted it to or not. And even inside Siege, not everyone was happy with Jinxie. Some of the OG players hated the new wave that he brought with him. They said his streams made the game less serious, that the culture was more about entertainment than strategy. The exact energy that revived Siege also made Jinxie a target within the game's most dedicated community. But that's the trade-off of internet fame. You work so hard to get everything you ever wanted, only to realize it comes with everything you never asked for.
I've been thinking about making this video for a very long time. I am retiring. I'm no longer going to be streaming, posting YouTube videos, posting TikTok.
When the fuck did he post this?
I feel like I lost all my love for it and passion for it. And now it's like, I just don't even want to stream anymore. So, thank you to all my supporters. And
this is an April Fool's joke.
This is goodbye.
And for Jinxie, the only way through was the same way he started. Keep pushing.
Psych! Part-time's Jinxie is gone. Starting tomorrow, I'm streaming every night, 7 p.m. to 12 p.m. I'm back on my 5-hour. Let's get it. Let's go. Click the sub button, click the like button, and let's do this for our mama and our little brother too.
He built his whole career on consistency, on showing up no matter what, and now that mindset was the only thing holding it all together. He began branching out, pushing his content far beyond the walls of Rainbow Six Siege. Jinxie hosted online dating shows, opened fan mail live on camera, and began IRL streaming with some of the biggest names on Twitch.
You do your crushing.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
This was actually the time period that I myself first became a fan of Jinxie. In early 20...
So you want to get your license.
All right, so getting your driver's license is supposed to be like this big milestone in life, right? Freedom.
I think it is the biggest milestone. I think he's going to say the exact opposite because he's introing the video like this, and then he's going to say, But I think getting your license is like a big freedom milestone. More so, dude, I want to say getting your license is like really big, and it's not really treated as such compared to like turning 18 when you're like an adult. But turning 18's lame as fuck. You don't get anything. You could buy scratch-off tickets. Congrats. The biggest milestone is, depending on your state, because it's varying by age, getting your license and then turning 21. That's the big milestones. 18 to 20 blows dick. That's like the worst years. People, not the worst years of your life. It's the worst years in that, like, your birthday doesn't matter. After 21, your birthday doesn't matter either. But it's like, you turn 18, it's like, congrats. Now you're a legal adult. And it's like, oh, really? What did I unlock? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You still can't rent a car. Most Airbnbs, you still have to be 21 or 25, so you can't do that either. You can buy scratch-off tickets at a gas station. Taxes don't apply to you when you're 18. They apply to you whenever. They apply to you if you have an income. You could be 12 and you could get taxed. If you have a job, you're getting taxed. It's not taxes. You get a credit card. You could get a credit card before you're 18, depending. You might just need to co-sign it. It's just stupid. Right? Turning 21 and getting your license are like the big milestones in your life. Well, if you're in the U.S. If you're in the UK, it's different because different drinking ages, driving ages, whatever.
Independence, all that stuff. But in reality, it's one of the most stressful and embarrassing processes you'll ever go through. Like the government...
You used to be able to buy cigarettes when you were 18. That was the milestone. Used to be able to smoke cigarettes. Not anymore, though. Damn it.
Basically hands you a car and...
When? Not that long ago. Like, your parents probably could have bought cigarettes in high school. when they were seniors.
Says, good luck, try not to kill anyone. And the way people hype it up makes it worse. Everyone's like, once you get your license, you can go anywhere you want. Bro, no I can't. I still live with my parents. I got like $3 in my bank account, and gas is $5 a gallon. The only place I'm driving is straight back home. Not to mention, the whole process is designed to humble you. Like, you'll walk—
No, I'm still gonna say, bro, not having to need a motherfucker to pick you up is so much. It's not freedom, but it's better. Bro, I remember getting done at track practice and having to wait to get picked up. That shit's ass. Just standing around being like, God damn, where are they? They show up late, they forget. Have you ever had that? Have you ever been somewhere and it's like your mom forgets that they have to pick you up? And it's like, oh, don't worry, I'm on my way. And it's like, you were supposed to leave an hour ago. So now you're just standing around like fucking waiting for shit to happen. Like, you run on other people's schedules. Once you have a license, you have your own time, right? Like, you could go places when you want to go places. Yes, you need money, but it's like, if you have gas, you could go somewhere.
Designed to humble you. Like, you'll walk into the DMV thinking you're ready for adulthood, and the second you step up to that counter, some 60-year-old lady with glasses down her nose just looks at you like, you're not built for this. And she's right.
No, that's not what she's gonna do. She's gonna go, you don't have enough you need more points of identification. You only have your passport and a local water bill. You're gonna need to go home. And now you have to go you have to prove that you're you in every way in the fucking world. Oh my God, going to the DMV, bro, you might as well bring a binder full of everything that's ever happened to you. Drive all the way back, and hey, if you have an appointment, now you gotta reschedule because you didn't fucking show up with the right shit. Thinking you came with the right stuff. Wrong, you gotta show up with something else.
Right, because 5 minutes later, you're out there stalling your car in front of a line of 30 people who all hate you now. So let's talk about what actually happens when you try to get your—
I had a friend that failed the written test 15 times. I failed it once, and then I passed the behind the wheel. He passed the behind the wheel immediately. He failed the written like 15 times. He wouldn't study, and it was like an ongoing meme. Like, everybody, he's like a year older than me, and we all got our licenses, and most of my friends are older than me. Like, right now I'm 23. Most of my friends are like 25, right? Chris is like one of my IRL friends. He's 28, so he's a lot older than me. He's like 5 years older than me. But I think that changes. Once you're in your, like, mid-20s, it's just, you know, you all bend. It's fine. It's whatever. He's unk, though. But anyways, when we were all, like, you know, in New Jersey, you're 17 when you get your license. So we were all, like, I was 16. He still didn't have his license. He was 17. I turned 17, got my license. And then it became a meme that, like, he was the only person without his license. It took him 2 more years. Because you have to take the written, and if you fail, you have to take it again. You have to wait like 2 weeks. So if you keep failing, you have to keep waiting. And so he kept consistently failing, and then like the time between taking the test would get longer, and then he wouldn't be able to some weeks. So he would take it like once a month, and he would just fail like every time until it was like he actually sat down and studied and finally passed. I will say I think the written test is stupid though. I failed it the first time by like 3 questions. It's not even like questions about how to drive. Because all that shit's obvious. Stop at a stop sign. Don't park next to a fire hydrant. Stop when a school bus stops. But it's like asking you hyper-specific questions. How many feet from a school bus do you have to be stopped when it's stopped? Fucking idiot. I don't know. 2 car lengths? I'm going to guess. A cop isn't going to go, hold up. Pulls out a tape measure and fucking goes, you're 3 inches too close. That's a safety hazard. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to eyeball it, right? Or they'll ask about fines. Like, why do I need to know that? Why do I need to know that? Hey, prove that you can drive. How much are you going to get charged if you do this? Fucking, I don't know. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. And hey, I'll find out. If I ever get pulled over for speeding, how much is the ticket if you're 10 over? Fucking, I don't know. The cop's going to hand me the ticket and I'm going to read it and go, oh shit, it's fucking $200. That's when I'll know. And then I'll say the behind the wheel is too easy. The behind the wheel is a piece of shit. What? It depends on the state. The behind the wheel is literally stop, turn your signal on, go on a roundabout, turn around, parallel park. That's the hardest shit. Hey, buddy, why don't we make the test merging onto a 6-lane highway and going over a bridge when the median is fucking 6 inches away from the fucking edge line of the road and there's no fucking shoulder? That's how you know how to fucking drive. That's how you know how to fucking drive. You pass the fuck ass behind the wheel test. Congrats, you can parallel park. Oh, wow. Yeah, now actually get on a highway where people are going 95 and they won't let you in. And then you gotta fucking, and hey, there's gonna be moments where you just gotta fucking be ballsy. And that's what sucks. They don't teach you that. They don't teach you that shit. When you gotta merge onto a highway and it's like, hey, nobody's getting over. Don't move. Don't move. Because if they don't move, you're both gonna die. So they'll fucking get out of the goddamn way. And that's how it is sometimes. If you're driving in fucking Philly, you're driving in New York, you're driving somewhere in a packed city, they're not gonna move. You gotta make them move. And that's, and you gotta show, you can tell when it's a new driver on the road. You can tell when they don't need that fucking stupid sticker that says, new driver behind the wheel, be nice. Fuck out of here. I'm laying on the horn. Yeah, you gotta, new driver. Hey, buddy, you better lock in because you need to learn how to fucking drive. Oh, I'm gonna be nice to you. I'm gonna change the rules for you. Oh, get the fuck out of here. No, you gotta learn how to do that shit. I truly believe they couldn't do that though, because then if you failed, you get in a car crash. So they have to like simulate it somehow. But I remember I got behind the wheel and the driver's test was 4 minutes. 4 minutes long. And he goes, yeah, you pass. I do the parallel parking and I was too far, so I just had to redo it. And then that was it. That was the whole test. I'm like, this doesn't prove that I'm competent enough to drive anywhere outside of like back roads.
First off, you got to get your learner's permit, which is basically the government.
And that's why, dude, there's drivers today. There's drivers today that are in their 30s, bro, that won't drive over bridges. They won't go on highways. You know why? Because they never learned how, and they're terrified to. Because they can't drive.
Saying, here's a piece of paper that lets you legally traumatize your parents in the passenger seat. Every drive turns into a hostage situation. Your mom's clutching the door handle like you're driving a fighter jet. Your dad's yelling, brake earlier every 5 seconds. And God forbid.
Bro, the worst is, this is optional, but I remember I did it. So it'd be, I could get my license earlier. And it was like I took a driving class. You take the written to get your permit. And then I had my permit and I took a driving class so I could like get my license earlier or something. And it was this old guy named Henry. I remember him. I would go, Henri. I'm going to drive with Henri. He was like 80. And the first day we didn't, he canceled because he had to get like his kidney removed or something. I don't know. He had a fucking, it was like, I was waiting around and he was like, he texts like 3 days later and he's like, oh, sorry, I was in the hospital. I was like, oh, fuck. He shows up and he would eat. All I remember about him, I hope he's still alive. All I remember about him was he would munch on like Werther's originals. Like the whole time I was driving, he would be fiddling with the plastic in the wrappers and he'd be popping them in. I think he had like 3 in his mouth at once because he would go like this. And he would mush them around. It sounded like marbles in his mouth. And the permit, like the driving class cars have, normally a car has a brake and a gas pedal on the driver's side. The behind the wheel, like driver's, like class, there's also a brake on the passenger side. And he would lay on that shit and I would get so mad. He would be like, I would be braking a good 100 meters before a stoplight, going 40 miles an hour. He would go, whoa, 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 and he would fucking make a noise. Whoa, whoa. I'd be like, dude, I'm stopping. Like, I see, he goes, you don't want, he said, I remember he would go like this. You can't have this when you stop. Because when a car stops when it's going a little fast, it rocks. He goes, you need a smooth stop. You need a smooth stop. You want to stop and go, I don't want to, if I feel this, that's how I know you stopped bad. I'd go, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm slamming on the brakes right before I fucking hit the stoplight, and then I'm going forward.
You miss a stop sign, suddenly you're the worst driver alive. And the crazy part is your parents forget they drive like maniacs too. Like, they'll be yelling at you for not using your blinker, but last week you watched them cut across 3 lanes like they were in the new Fast and...
Yeah, Jersey slide over a 6-lane highway, no blinker. Why aren't actors ugly anymore?
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Bill Murray was 33 when he shot Ghostbusters.
That's right, boys.
And I gotta say, Bill Murray is an unconventionally attractive man. Before we get into why aren't actors ugly anymore, I'm going to do a bit of Bill Murray glaze here. I don't think Bill Murray's ugly. I think Bill Murray is a black pill 4, right? Sub 5. But I think the way he puts himself on is like an 8. You know who's really attractive? And I always glaze this guy. From the Fallout show, Walton Goggins. I think Walton Goggins is one of the few men that can rock the horrible hairline. And he is also, I think Walton Goggins is like a 9. Like, Walton Goggins is a very attractive man, but he's unconventionally attractive. He has a very bad hairline. And he doesn't really, I think it's like his facial symmetry is very nice. He's a good bone structure. Now I'm glazing.
This is what actors in their 30s and 40s look like. But something has changed since then. Because actors that age...
Facial surgery and Botox. Large-scale facial surgery from the Hollywood's greatest to try and keep themselves looking the same that they did in their 20s. To where when they're like 50, they start looking like dolls. And it's scary. Like, I love a man in Hollywood that owns the wrinkles, you know? Like, owns the wrinkles. There's a lot of older women in Hollywood that do it, and I think a lot of women in Hollywood don't go overboard. I think a lot of women in Hollywood get, like, base Botox to kind of, like, get rid of, like, the crow's feet, but, like, I'm never gonna judge what people want to do with their face, and this is kind of me, it's sounding like I'm judging, but, like, Ryan Gosling does a lot, he has a lot of, I don't know if this image is edited, but, like, his face is more puffy from what he's done, you know? Like, I still think he looks great, but it's like, there becomes a point where it's like, okay, you look like a 50-year-old that's making themselves try to look 30, versus, like, I think you can look great as an aging man or woman, right? Who's, like, an older actor that doesn't do Botox or, like, facial surgery stuff? Like, maybe, like, Ashton Kutcher, but he's also not that old. Jack Black. Jack Black was never... I'm more talking about, like, guys that were considerable heartthrobs, you know? Like, people that were, like, you know, praised for their attractiveness. Whereas, like, Jack Black, I think he's obviously great-looking man. Stunning. Stunning. Has cheetah eyes. But, you know, he was never praised for his attractiveness. He was praised for his acting abilities, his singing, how, like, cool he was. William Dafoe. Yeah. William Dafoe does it well, too. Yeah. Like, I think he looks good. I know he's old, but he looks like, it's like, I fuck with that, you know? Like... Dude, that was like the uncanny shit was that Dunkin' commercial. Can we watch that real quick? And then we'll get back into it. Like, I know they CGI de-aged everybody, but it was fucking creepy. But, like, they made all of them, oh my god, like Joey, what is his name? Not Joey Tribbiani. Well, that's who he plays, but I always forget his actor's name. Dude, that's creepy. No, the worst one is Jennifer Aniston. They make Jennifer Aniston look scary when she shows up, bro. Like, she looks like a doll the way they CGI her face. Oh my god. It's just, I think that's one of the reasons why actors aren't ugly anymore. But, like, it's also just this obsession with looks on social media, especially short form media now, where I think a lot of people that get opportunities, it's like the foot in the door is no longer the acting ability, it's the look. I think Hollywood is so much more now about like, we want a guy that's going to look good, right? But it gets unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like now we have like Timothée Chalamet. I'm not saying he has this, but like Timothée Chalamet did Marty Supreme. I think he did a great job, you know, blah, blah, blah. The promotion was awesome, right? But like you could have like Timothée Chalamet playing a regular New York taxi driver. Totally unrealistic. Totally unrealistic. Let's get a guy that actually looks like a fucking New York City taxi driver, okay? Let's get a regular guy off the street and fucking cast him. Why are we trying to make people, why are we fitting these like 10 out of 10 actors in terms of attractiveness to like just like an average role? We're like, yeah, this guy's definitely going to just be flipping burgers. No.
Today don't look like this anymore.
I lost my hand!
They look like this. Or like this. Actors today...
Yeah, 35? What the fuck?
Today need to have great hair, perfect skin, and be in flawless shape. They don't look like regular people anymore. They look like supermodels. This isn't every single actor.
No, they look like supermodels, and then there's like this weird diverging role, right? It's like older movies from like 2010 and before. You had people that were really attractive. You had the average looking guy or woman. And then you have like people that get cast in ugly roles, right? Like they did it a lot in Disney. They did a lot in Nickelodeon. They do it a lot in like comedy movies where like they literally cast somebody to be the ugly guy. Now it's like really attractive people, average extras, and then ugly people as roles. I always wonder that too. I'm like, that sucks to be cast as like the fat guy in a role. I always wonder if that upsets them, you know? Because there's so many movies where it's like they literally cast you as the ugly fat guy. But that's your role. Like, you're not a main character. You're just like a side scene for 5 minutes where it's like, oh, look how ugly and fat this guy is. And then they move on.
But it's clear there's been an overall change in how A-list performers look. And it's also how they're shown to the camera, like in low lighting and with more vibrant colours. They're surrounded by other people, and on an actual set, rather than a green screen.
Everything's under control, situation normal.
You're probably going to say this is because of a wider trend of movies looking bland and flat nowadays, and things like bad lighting, dull colours, and the Netflixy look make basically everything in modern movies look worse. And also, we can't ignore cosmetic surgery.
As my plastic surgeon always said.
But if you look at movies from before the millennia, it's hard to deny that the actors looked more like regular people.
Keep it still back there, lady, or else we're gonna have to shoot you.
I feel like maybe, do you think that it's also just the lack of average looking people getting into acting? Because all the people that I know now in social media and just also in my life that get into acting are like 8 out of 10 or higher. I think like so many people that love theater and want to get into acting are like shunned at a young age because they don't fit like this beauty standard, even if the skills are there.
Okay, so the word ugly is a bit harsh, and I'm not trying to objectify.
Yeah, no, I don't think ugly. It's like that people in Hollywood don't look real. Like, am I crazy to say there's an uncanny level of attractiveness where somebody is so good looking that it's actually a turnoff? Like, you don't look real. It's that good. And it's like, okay, no, like you look like a doll, like actually like a doll. Like they've sculpted you.
Or body shame anyone. Most people who are cast in movies aren't unpleasant to look at. I just mean that they have bodies and faces that theoretically belong to a normal person without the aid of personal trainers, dietitians, and plastic surgeons. They look like normal everyday people you could see walking down the street.
I need a man who has powerful friends.
Bruce Willis, Bill Murray, and Jack Nicholson aren't bad-looking guys, but they have a sort of everyman appeal that we just don't see in today's...
Yeah, you would walk past them on the street and not bat an eye.
Stars.
Saw it on the television.
And I love that because I think that brings you into the movie, you know? When it's just like a regular handyman that becomes this agent or something, and he's like a 10 out of 10. I'm like, bro, the average roofer that I hire to do a job is not going to look like fucking Brad Pitt, right? He's going to be a big gut, blue-collar man that's gonna fucking staple some paddings to my roof, you know? He's gonna look like an everyday guy I walk past on the street.
Big part of this is that today, people just generally look younger.
Physical. Clean.
I think people look younger. I think people get work to look younger. And I also think the average person today is better looking too. Can I say that? I think like every generation looks better than the generation before it. Maybe that's also a fashion thing. Like if I look back at like pictures of 30-year-olds in the 1950s, they look weird to me because they're wearing like fucking clothing that isn't in style anymore. Isn't that the point of evolution? Yeah, like natural selection to a degree. But I also think people are better at holding themselves and like, you know, making themselves look the best that their potential enables them to.
26.
There's a great Vsauce video from a few years ago that goes into this in more detail. Essentially,
we watched that. That was a really good video too. What, that people look older?
In more detail. Essentially, the clothes and overall style has changed, and combined with better medical care, nutrition, and less smoking, people are healthier and better looking.
Guess I started smoking when I was about 4.
Healthier is a debatable question.
So here's a few age comparisons that highlight this in action.
My mom was already dead then from lung cancer.
Gene Hackman is 44 here. Actors in their mid-40s today look like this.
Are we soulmates?
Or like this.
And that's nuts, man. Like, I know for a fact in my mid-40s, I'm not going to look like that. I'm going to look so much worse. Like, it is unreal, dude. He looks 32. Like, how old would you say, genuinely speaking, chat, how old do you say Chris Evans looks there? 34 tops. Mid-young 30s.
Or like this.
Not 39.
There's quite a big difference.
Just a little slap.
Sylvester Stallone was 30 when he first shot Rocky.
Look at his face.
A comparable actor today would be Timothée Chalamet at 29.
Young pup.
But they play very different types of characters. If we want to be fair, let's compare two all-American action stars.
Drop it, dickhead.
Glenn Powell, 35 in Twisters, and Bruce Willis, 33 in Die Hard.
Bro, Glenn Powell will still play the young love interest in like a 2026 rom-com. They were not casting 35-year-olds to do that 20 years ago.
Robert Pattinson was 35 when he played Batman, and Michael Keaton was only 2 years older.
Bruce Wayne.
Are you sure?
But Keaton has visible lines around his mouth, his hair has receded a bit, and he has a subtle 5 o'clock shadow that doesn't feel purposeful. But Pattinson, even though dressed up to look sleep-deprived and reclusive, has a chiseled jaw and perfect skin. Overall, he looks a lot younger.
That's interesting.
But there's something more at play than actors simply looking older in the past.
Frank, they're not here for you.
Do you think it's the makeup too? They still were doing crazy makeup in the 90s. Like, that can't be what it is. They're not making them look younger in the film.
It's the kind of faces that have changed too.
Weird Al Yankovic is on the plane.
It's the everyman look, receding curly hair or imperfect skin. And it's because of these distinct features that characters had a stronger sense of personality just by looking at them.
Do you have any hobbies?
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
But before we continue, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor.
Dude, I gotta rewatch all the Ghostbusters films. I think that it's ugly people trying to get into acting and then they never make it because they look bad. But they don't look bad. It's like there's so many roles in acting that need to be filled, right? There's so many people going into acting. It's like this bottleneck effect where there's like, 10 roles but 100 people applying. But even then, it's not like, oh, it's because they don't fit the bill. Like, there's so many average people that need to get cast for roles, but it's just like they're picking like 10s now for fucking main characters.
In the opening of Once Upon a Time in the West, we meet 3 characters who don't survive the end of the scene. But they all have an interesting look. Al Mullock has long hair blowing across his face and vibrant blue eyes. Jack Elam has the long eyebrows and beard that goes down his neck. And then Woody Strode looks completely different, with a square jaw and a piercing look. From their faces alone, we can get a level of understanding to their character. It's hard to put into words, but we get a feeling that this guy is going to behave differently to this guy. And then compare them to the station manager. We can understand the dynamic just from the way they look. You can say this is down to great casting, and to some extent it is, but ultimately, it's just these guys' faces that carry the entire 15-minute opening.
Oh, well, I suppose it'll be alright.
Yeah, like he just looks like a disheveled old man. Like, this guy looks like some dude you would see on the side of the road in New York City.
It'll be all right.
It's the same with the heads of the 5 families in The Godfather. Sure, they all look like mob bosses, but they have small differences in their appearance.
You're all grateful.
Wow, I love like the YouTuber breakdowns that these guys, or not the cinephile breakdowns that these YouTubers do. Like, I love these analyst movies. I never think, because you don't, it's like such subconscious shit that you don't even think about until they bring it up. Where it's like, wow, the mob bosses really are very similar, but like the mustache and the slick back hair is different. A cinephile, that's somebody that loves movies.
It's the same with the heads of the 5 families in The Godfather. Sure, they all look like mob bosses, but they have small differences in their appearance.
You're all grateful to Don Corleone for calling this meeting.
How they style their hair, the type of suit they wear, and how fat they are, all goes a long way to tell us about their character.
He had all the judges and politicians in his pocket.
And this isn't just limited to side characters. Even the leads in the past had a more interesting look. They didn't all look like supermodels.
You look like 40 miles of rough road.
This is people like Sissy Spacek, Leslie Nielsen, and Cher. They simultaneously look like a normal person, but also have a unique look.
Completely normal individual.
Kurt Russell in Escape from New York was big, but in shirtless scenes his abs have little definition. Bruce Willis was handsome, but his receding hairline and modest muscles retain a sort of everyman look. And compare how Hugh Jackman looked in the first X-Men film in 2000 to Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, he looks better. It's like, how does Hugh Jackman in his 20s look more average than now?
So what is the effect of this? What is the
fucking ripped six-pack? Looks like he's on steroids.
Effect of seeing these regular looking people on screen? And how does seeing interesting faces work to make a movie better? Let's take a look at a few examples.
What have you done to it? What have you done to its eyes?
This is Mia Farrow in Rosemary's Baby.
I'm Rosemary Woodhouse.
As the film progresses, she cuts her hair shorter and begins to look paler and thinner. Visually, we understand.
Which jobs have the most psychopaths?
Somewhere around 1 to 4% of the general population, but in some industries, they represent over 20%. If you thought they'd be busy
managers, no. It's got to be like CEOs. Has the most. Streamers? Streamers probably has a pretty high rate of psychopaths, sure. Streamers, maybe social media in general. But I think like CEOs, CIA, yeah, like a lot of jobs that need like no empathy, where you just like fire people, kill people, and not care, like
working in dark alleyways or cutting people up in basements or chainsawing pretty young girls so you'd be safe in your smelly little office cubicle. You're wrong.
Blackjack dealers. Blackjack dealers. 7 card 21. Good luck next time. Reshuffle the cards. You flip a fucking 2 queens. 2 queens, perfect pair. You didn't bet it. 20, I'll stand. You go. They're flipping a 6. They flip 6, 5, 10, 21. Bet again. You got an ace, 8, 19. Stand. They flip a 4, or they have a 4. They flip 4, 3, 4, 11. Flip a 5. You go, oh shit, they got 16. Another 5, 21. Sorry, good. Better luck next time. Better luck next time.
They're far more likely to be in corner offices on live TV or running for re-election. Because while some careers reward empathy and compassion, others reward manipulation, power, and control. Let's quickly understand what a psychopath is and then dive into jobs that attract the most psychopaths.
Making meme coins.
That's in the modern world. Psychopaths aren't just like the villains in movies. More often than not, they're high-functioning professionals living right next to us. Psychopathy is defined using the Hare Psychopathy Checklist, and it splits psycho traits into 2 major categories. We've got interpersonal and emotional traits, and we've got behavioral traits. Psychopaths have a major lack of empathy, absolutely no remorse, they're pathological liars, they're superficially charming, and they'll manipulate you in any way they can. They're also highly impulsive, thrill-seeking, irresponsible, often highly ambitious, and chronic rule breakers. In practical terms, a psychopath can fully understand what they're doing is harmful, they just don't care. Neuroscience studies back this up too, showing they're simply built different. Their amygdala, which processes empathy and fear, runs on low power mode. You put that kind of person into the workplace and what happens? you suddenly have a predator in an environment built for cooperation. They play office...
Well, they would still experience fear in some way, right? I never knew that psychopaths have a lower level of empathy and fear. But could you have the reverse? Like, who's the guy that climbs those towers? You know what I'm talking about. He free climbs towers in cities. What's that guy's name? Alex Honnold. Is Alex Honnold a psychopath? I don't know. Alex Honnold is a thrill seeker that has a low level of fear, but that doesn't mean that he has low empathy. He might just have like a fear disorder.
It's politics like it's life or death. They see colleagues as stepping stones, and they climb the ladder fast because they'll do things normal people simply won't. As Professor Babiak's research shows, certain careers act like magnets for psychopaths because they offer exactly what these people are looking for.
Dude, I can't escape Anton Chigurh. I'm serious. Ever since I've watched No Country for Old Men, I see Anton Chigurh every single day. Every single day, I see Anton Chigurh. He's like the most popular figure in my day-to-day life.
For status, power, and the...
Who is that? This guy. Anton Chigurh is a character in No Country for Old Men. He's a psychopath.
Because they offer exactly what these people are looking for. Status, power, and the ability to control others. So,
yeah, it's usually like higher power positions. That's why like CEOs are a higher percentage of psychopaths. They're not 80%. It's just like there's a higher... If psychopaths are 1 to 4% of the population, that's what he was saying. Like CEOs might be 20 of 20% of CEOs are psychopaths. There's a higher concentration.
Are they? Psychopaths thrive in systems that reward the worst parts of them. So give them status, power, competition, and the ability to manipulate people, and they'll rise.
Well, control and leadership as well. Like, psychopaths are not inherently bad people if they control the bad aspects of their personalities, right? Like, that's one thing that needs to be said. Like, when you think of the term psychopath, you think of, like, serial killers and fucking American Psycho. Like, the average psychopath is a pretty normal guy. Like, he might be a dickhead CEO, but you're not in your head going, he's a psychopath. You're going, he's just kind of an asshole rich guy. Like, he's just like a dude on the street, you know? Like, I think we're, like, mapping it up as these psychopaths need power and control. It's like, no, realistically, they kind of just, like, control employees, push out other competition, step on people, lowball competition, right? Like, they do day-to-day shit that, like, feeds that, but it's not like, oh, they need to fire someone every day and fucking stomp out small businesses to have feeling.
To the top. We're going to dive into the 10 careers where you can statistically find the most amount of psychopaths. These rankings come from psychologist Dr. Kevin Dutton.
Number 1, plumbers.
Research into psychopathy in the work.
Just some random fucking job. I feel like if we're going through 10 of them, there's going to be one that I'm like, oh, really? Oh, really? Ooh, police officers. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, police officers, cops. There's probably a higher percentage.
Place. If you'd like to read about it, check out his book, The Wisdom of Psychopaths, or watch his podcast with Chris Williamson. Now let's dive into the list. Do you want to take a guess at what number 10 is? 3 seconds. Ready?
Okay, well, see, here's what I'm pausing. Because number 10, like, I think I could guess jobs that are on the list. I think CEO's number 1. But, like, number 10, something that has, like, fractionally more psychopaths. Managers. Not a CEO. A manager. A manager of a local McDonald's. He's a power-hungry psychopath. He loves making you clock into your 9 to 5. He gives you the days that you don't want to work. He makes you come in.
You guessed it, priests and
That would have been the last guess. That would have been the last guess, right, priests?
Religious leaders. Just kidding. They're actually number 8 on the list.
Oh, fucking hell. What the Number 8 is priests? What?
We'll be diving into them a little later. First up, we've got civil servants. More specifically,
Really?
We're talking about those roles where they're like the fake police. Parking ticket officer, welfare case manager.
Just fiending on that fucking power, man. Oh, you're fucking 6 inches too close to a fire hydrant. Ticket.
Some fat, miserable, blue-haired bitch at the DMV.
Whoa.
That kind of role. Why do psychopaths like these roles? Supposedly 3 reasons.
Whoa,
1,
settle down.
rule-based power. so authority is baked into the job. 2, low transparency. Everything's hidden behind
Side note, side conversation. That was a little crazy. I saw somebody say that in my Walking Dead playthrough, I'm like overly sexist and I use the term bitch too much. When I use the term bitch, I don't mean women, right? I just say I use the term bitch in the same way that I use the term dick. Right? So it's like, when I say that, I don't want you to think, oh, I'm calling somebody a bitch because they're a woman. I'm just saying that you're being a bitch, right? You're being a bitch. You're being a dick, right? I use them interchangeably.
bureaucratic curtains. And 3, diffused responsibility. No single person is blamable. These guys get to inflict hardship while experiencing zero emotional discomfort.
Or I'll go, bitch. They say somebody says something crazy. Bitch.
Because policy provides the moral cover. I'm not denying you.
I gotta rewind.
No single person is blamable. These guys get to inflict hardship while experiencing zero emotional discomfort because policy...
Oh, you're here for a new ID? Do you have your 6 points? Ooh, that's only 5. Well, I drove 30 minutes to get you. Ooh, you're gonna need your birth certificate. Sorry.
provides the moral...
Adrenaline coursing through their body.
...cover. I'm not denying you healthcare. The system is denying you healthcare. Dr. Kevin Dutton describes this category as everyday authoritarianism. People who...
No, the DMV is really a dystopia. The DMV is like gray. They have those shitty hospital lights. It's just like 3 TV screens with like B22. Like you're playing bingo, but you're just sitting in a fucking shitty plastic chair waiting for your name to be called.
Enjoy enforcing structure, not because it helps society, but because it gives them dominance. In other words, psychopathy thrives in organizations where human suffering becomes just procedure. Anyways, on to number 9, which might surprise you quite a bit. Chefs. Not only are they idiot sandwich...
Head chefs. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay. I think Gordon Ramsay puts it on for show, though. But that's not that surprising. I feel like civil servants surprise me more than chefs. Yeah, that's not that crazy.
They are psychopaths.
My dad's a chef. Okay, but you got to keep in mind this video means the highest percentage of psychopaths. Just because your dad's a chef doesn't mean he's a psychopath. It just means there's like, 8% of chefs are psychopaths, which is higher than the average population.
Pathic idiot sandwiches. Kitchen culture is brutal. High stress, long hours, sharp knives, and
the bear.
Fire everywhere. Chefs operate in an environment where perfection is expected and mistakes are punished instantly and aggressively. What kind of personality thrives in that kind of environment? The kind who doesn't crack under pressure, who can bark orders without caring who they offend. Someone who sees people as tools to get the dish out fast. I'm not saying Gordon Ramsay's a psychopath, but maybe his mentor Marco Pierre White might be.
No, I didn't make Gordon Ramsay cry. He made himself cry.
And now on to number 8. Priests and
I didn't make him cry, he made himself cry. Wow, holy term.
religious leaders. In theory, these guys should be the most empathetic and compassionate in society, and a lot of them are. But research shows psychopathy often thrives wherever there's power without oversight, automatic trust, and access.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have expected to say priests and religious leaders, but it's not shocking that a small percentage or a higher percentage of priests are psychopaths. Because it's like, if you're a priest, you could use your power in the worst possible way. Like, you have a following of people that, like, beckon to your call. Like, they literally follow you. Obviously, they follow God, but follow God through your word. Like, they go to your church. They listen to you preach. Like, you can mind meld them to whatever you want.
To vulnerable people, and religious roles often provide all 3. Kevin Dutton's pointed out that spiritual authority can often become psychological authority, and some individuals exploit that. Honestly, if you want the perfect example of a crazy psychopath within religion, look no further than Kenneth Copeland.
Oh my god, that motherfucker, dude. Well, the jet was so cheap, I had to buy it. Don't you say that to me, you devil worshiper. Oh my god, it's like, dude, you own like fucking 9 mansions. What happened to being like frugal? You know, what happened to, it's like he literally preaches the exact opposite of what he practices. That's the thing, though. It's like, even though I'm not religious, I feel like me as a non-religious person and religious people all agree that like televangelists that just make millions of dollars and spend it on anything are like literally practicing the exact opposite of what they're saying. It's like so weird. Like, have you seen that one televangelist brag about his mansion he was preaching and he was bragging about his mansion for like 5 minutes. He's just like, yeah, I got like 9 bedrooms. And he's like, I say it's like my humble abode. He like calls it some weird term. It's like the house of dreams. I'm like, why are you calling it that? It's so weird.
COVID-19!
COVID-19!
Net worth in the hundreds of millions of dollars, straight up demonic eyes.
That video is so creepy.
And supposedly spends disaster relief funds on repairs to his own private jet.
It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of the needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God.
Well, see you in hell, Kenny boy. Now on to number 7. The idiots we have running our countries. Politicians. Surprised?
No, not at all. I think that was like that's like the most obvious one.
Yeah, me neither. If you take the traits of a psychopath, manipulation, charm, deceit, total lack of empathy, power, status, and zero accountability, and then you build a job description around it, you'd end up with Member of Parliament. In my video about Congress, we touched on how a massive part of their job is campaigning. Well, campaigning is basically just straight up manipulation. You lie to win affection, you make promises.
Every politician, bro. I'm gonna do this. They don't do that.
You'll never keep.
I'm going to do that. Are you tired of this? Yes. Well, I'll change it. They don't change it.
You convince people that you alone can fix the mess you helped create. Remember when Trump said he was going to release the Epstein files no matter what, and it was a massive part of his campaign? How'd that one work out for us? In a 2014 study out of Oxford, nearly 1 in 8 politicians displayed clinically significant psychopathic traits. In the general population, it's somewhere between 1 in 100 to 1 in 25.
I feel like it's higher in politicians, but it's like a toss of a coin, man. It's like so hard. Like they're like using the thing again. They're like mimics, right? Like a psychopath in like a political area is just mimicking everyone else, but you have no idea whether or not they actually have emotions. Like they're just acting like they do.
Politics, it's 1 in 8.
Because there are, like, it's impossible to say all politicians are shitty, because there are good politicians. I just think a lot of politicians that get into power end up being psychopaths because they're the most successful.
Perhaps power doesn't actually corrupt. Maybe it attracts the already corrupted. Now on to number 6, media and TV personalities. Fake, 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 fake. They're all playing characters. And it
yeah, they're playing characters, but are they psychopaths? I don't know. Like, I don't think Jimmy Fallon's a psychopath. I think if you look at, like, old videos of Jimmy Fallon, he's just, like, wholesome. I think now he's, like, annoyingly happy. And it's like, you tell him about anything, he's like, oh, really? Oh, really? It rained the other day. Oh, wow. Really? It's just like, okay, man. It's... like, he has the worst job ever. I like, actually being Jimmy Fallon and having to act like you love every story and every person is just, like, painstakingly shitty. Like, I can't get over that. You watch a Jimmy Fallon interview, he's like, oh my God. So me and my friend went to McDonald's the other day. And how was it? You have me on my toes here. You have me on my toes here. Was it great? Was it great? What'd you got? Oh, a Big Mac? Was it the Big Arch? Did you like it? It's just, dude, I just can't.
Works because they're so emotionally detached, they really couldn't give a shit. See, when you're rewarded for attention rather than accuracy...
Oh, do you think rappers would make the list? I don't know. I feel like you have to be, like, emotionally in touch to be a rapper. Like, in some way. Even if you're demented, it's like you have emotions. King Von? Yeah, but King Von... Yeah, but King Von had emotions. I think he was, like... a very aggressive individual. But psychopaths can be aggressive. They just don't have empathy.
Empathy becomes a major liability. Television rewards narcissism. Do I care more about the truth of the matter or about what will cause more outrage and get more clicks? Kevin Dutton said it best. Psychopaths are social predators who charm, manipulate, and ruthlessly plow their way through life. So naturally, when you put these people behind a camera, they don't debate, they hunt. Take Jordan Peterson's interview with this bitch whose name I couldn't be bothered learning. He went there under the guise of having a friendly, cordial discussion about his new book. She ends up trying to tear him a new asshole, very unsuccessfully might I add, and saying to him minutes before going live, this will be quite the war. Sick, twisted, attention-hungry people. The more outrage they cause, the more views. And the more views, the more validation for people who feel nothing inside. Speaking of what's on the inside, number 5 is actually surgeons, the superheroes of the psychopaths. You need to realize, throughout medical school, these guys are trained to no longer view the human body as a person's body. They need to view it more like a machine. Different systems, different parts.
I don't know. Could you say that like surgeons psychopaths? Or yeah, they probably have a higher level of psychopaths for sure, and it's also like a high level of, you know, success and money that comes with it. So I get people going into that field for the monetary gain versus like, you know, caring about saving lives. But I also feel like some surgeons that aren't psychopaths might test higher on low empathy ratings just because they've become numb to the job. Like, if you've seen 500 people die on a fucking operating table, like at some point it means nothing. Like, the weight becomes less.
That's all. The people who do this the best, the ones who can completely emotionally detach. Just think about what these guys do on a regular basis. Slicing through skin, cutting through bone, operating on young children. And when it's all over, no crying, no celebrating, just moving on to the next patient. And one of the major attractions for those with psychopathic traits, you're basically playing God. Mix intelligence, status, and control over life and death, you're practically writing a love letter to psychopathy. As Kevin Dutton notes, psychopaths aren't all killers. Some of them are saviors. They just so happen to save you.
Dude, I can't imagine having to do like open heart surgery, man. I kind of feel like it might actually be better you have a psychopath doing that. Like somebody that's just so robotic. Like, I couldn't have some, because it's like lower heart rate, not as stressed out, better, you know? Versus a guy that's like, oh, fuck, what if this kid dies? You know? Like, they just need to be, like, you can't have, your thoughts need to be fully just on the operation rather than like, oh, this is so sad, you know? Like, oh, God, what if I mess up? Like, you can't get, you got to just be in the zone.
With the same level of empathy they'd use to fix a car. But hey.
I'd be scared to EpiPen myself. Nah, I could EpiPen myself. I think I could do like, okay, I'm not saying I think I could do surgery. I think if I had to be a surgeon, I'd be able to do like knee surgery. I have knee surgery next Thursday. Some shit like that. But like, I couldn't do like brain surgery. Something that could kill you. Fuck no.
Thank God for surgeons. One group of psychos I definitely don't thank God for: salespeople. Psychopaths love sales. It's the perfect storm of manipulation, charm, and reward. They mirror your tone, your body language, your beliefs, all to build trust they don't actually feel. It's just a game to them. They read you like a player at a poker table. They find your weakness, they exploit it, and they smile with a shit-eating grin while doing it. And once they close the deal, that dopamine hit isn't from helping you, it's from beating you. And the scary part is, they're good. Really good. They're expert social...
Some of them are, well, yeah, no, I think psychopaths are probably good salesmen. You ever see like a really shitty, you ever talk to a really shitty salesman before at like a car dealership or some shit? You're just like, yeah, this ain't for you, man. Could even be like a store, like a regular, like whatever they're working on commission, not a car necessarily, but like you're at like a supplement store or somewhere where they're like pitching you something and you're like, man, this is not for you. You are way too fucking awkward. You could tell when they're good at it, when they're like, hey, how you doing? And they like kind of force it onto you in a sense where it's like, hey, do you want help with any? No, it's just like, hey, I see, what are you here for? Oh, protein? What kind of protein are you looking for? Actually, I was just wondering, like, what are your like goals in this? And they just start like, you know, they open the door to that conversation.
Chameleons. They know
Insurance salesmen. Those guys are psychopaths.
Fake it till they make it. They combine their superficial charm with zero guilt or empathy, and the result is Jordan Belfort-like salespeople willing to say or do anything for their commission. Number 3 on the list are the people at least partly responsible for how
one of these is I think probably number 1, CEOs.
Up Western society has become in modern times. Media executives and journalists. If salespeople manipulate individuals, these pricks manipulate entire populations. The news industry used to be about truth. Now it's about
Twitter account holders.
Engagement. And engagement doesn't come from accuracy, it comes from outrage. Psychopaths love outrage. Remember, psychopaths have no empathy, no remorse, no guilt. They're pathological liars and they can be crazy ambitious. So in a world where attention is currency, they're willing to say or do anything to control.
Like propaganda pages, like if you work for like a news media outlet that just spews shit.
Your attention. Behind every breaking story is someone doing psychological calculus. How do we make people angry enough to click, scared enough to share, outraged enough to stay tuned? These people don't report the news anymore. They engineer it. And psychos love this kind of ecosystem because they don't have to pretend about caring for who gets hurt, who's defamed, or who loses everything. They're social predators who manipulate without remorse. Number 2 is lawyers. If there was ever a profession built to reward
Never even thought about that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like a defense lawyer. My client didn't kill this person. He literally did. It's on a security CCTV. Well, that's not him.
It's this one. You get paid to argue, manipulate emotions, and twist the truth until it fits your client's version of reality. And Kevin Dutton's research supports it. Lawyers have one of the highest rates of psychopathy in the world. They put their work
criminal defense lawyer.
Under the guise of the pursuit of justice, and yet they'll gladly defend murderers, rapists, and child molesters. Now, yes, I understand.
Well, yeah, no, he's going to say, yeah, there's a chance that they're innocent, so it's like not all of them are, but it's just like some cases that they take where it's like, dude, this guy's fucked.
In the argument, I'd rather defend a guilty person than have an innocent person sit in jail. I understand that everyone deserves legal representation to the best of their ability. But how?
No, I'm not blaming them for doing it, but I do understand why psychopaths are higher in that field.
How do some lawyers sleep at night knowing they've just defended a legitimate monster? Like, genuinely, how does the dream team...
That, or you could say the flip, where there's a lawyer that's prosecuting a guy that's like more seemingly innocent, and then they get him put away.
Who defended OJ sit there knowing their client is guilty as fuck and then just push that aside to get him acquitted. Pursuit of justice, my ass. It's the pursuit of winning. There's the thrill of deception, the allure of power and prestige, and permission to manipulate as long as you do it with...
Yeah, I have no idea what that fucking clip was, bro. That had nothing to do. Was that Speed? Who was that? That was like a WWE guy getting like fucking twerked on.
In the rules. And who wrote those rules? Other goddamn lawyers. Psychopaths write the rules for how psychopaths can defend...
That was Booker T. I couldn't see his face. Couldn't see his face. It was just all ass.
And other psychopaths. Amazing. Anyways, before diving into number 1, we've got a little bonus career where quite a few psychopaths are found. Want to take a guess? We'll say it together on 3.
CEOs.
1, 2, 3... Police officers. Now,
what? It's not. Oh wait, does CEO count as a job? I don't know if CEO is like CEO is just like you're a company owner of what? Cops are number 1.
Depending on which list you read, this one sometimes ranks even higher than lawyers, which ain't exactly surprising. See, the job attracts people who crave structure, hierarchy, and control. But for some, that control turns into power.
Oh, this isn't top 1. This is a bonus.
Read, this one sometimes ranks even higher than lawyers, which ain't exactly surprising. See, the job attracts people who crave structure, hierarchy, and control. But for some, that control turns into power, and that power becomes pleasure. The badge gives authority, the uniform gives legitimacy, and the gun gives fear. Now, before the comment section turns into a war zone, no, not every cop is a psychopath. Many genuinely want to serve and protect, and thank God for them. I don't even want to imagine what society would be like without police. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If you have psychopathic traits, being a cop gives you a socially sanctioned way to act them out. You can intimidate, command, and control and still be applauded for it. Kevin Dutton calls it the mask of morality, when psychopathic behavior hides behind a noble mission. Speaking of which, that mask, especially in today's day and age, is often worn so much by the guys at number 1 on the list, CEOs.
Okay, I was gonna say it has to be.
To me, this one's straightforward as hell. You really think Peter Thiel is a normal human being? Then you've got those fake altruistic...
Oh, well, no, Peter Thiel knows about the Antichrist, so yeah, he has to be.
I'm just a good guy CEOs like Sam Altman. This guy's a 40-something-year-old tech founder from Silicon Valley, and yet he goes on the Joe Rogan Experience and acts like he doesn't know what kind of effect Coke has on people.
Is that something Coke makes people want to do? It seems to me like it just makes people, like, angry and chaotic.
That fake naivety...
Yeah, they always act dumb. Why do they always act dumb? Whenever they do an interview, it's like they try to act really stupid to seem like they're more like humble than they are. Like that's like billionaires in general. They'll like hop on something. They'll be like, oh no, like what, what is, but not, they won't be like dumb in the sense of like, oh, how much is milk? They'll be like, oh really? I don't understand. What is that? Like the very basic concept everybody knows about. What do you mean? Oh, cocaine makes you more excited and like hyper? Oh, I've never done that.
That's
bro, you're worth $1 billion. You're telling me you've never snorted coke before, buddy? Get out of here, pal. You're probably one of the only people that could get access straight to the fucking source. No fentanyl and that shit. I know you do it.
Exactly what psychopaths do. They disarm.
Literally dead ass. Like if you're a billionaire, you're like one of the only people that could get access to like 1970s cocaine. Like you could fucking go to Pablo Escobar himself and get him to give you some shit straight out of the mill.
You with sincerity they don't actually feel. It's all just a show to them. Studies have found that 1 in 5 corporate leaders show strong psychopathic traits.
He's in jail. Pablo Escobar's dead. You're talking about, oh my God, what is his name? Not El Mencho. El Mencho's also dead. Who's the guy in like a Colorado prison? El Chapo. Sorry, I was trying to look him up. Joaquin Guzman.
The same ratio as in prisons. Business at the highest level is war without bullets. You win by outsmarting, undercutting, or straight up swallowing the competition. And if you can do that without getting emotionally attached to people or consequences, you're rewarded with millions or even billions of dollars. The appeal to psychopaths is obvious. They're calm under pressure, can put on the fake charm when need be, they're utterly ruthless in negotiations, and they can fire a 1,000-person department without giving it a second's thought. And don't think you finance bros are off the hook. When psychologists collected this data, hedge fund managers and investment bankers were grouped in with the corporate execs. Superficial charm, inflated egos, no remorse, and manipulation to achieve their own ends. You're all little Patrick Batemans on the inside. So yeah, we like to think evil looks obvious. The serial killer, the dictator, the monster lurking in the dark. In reality, they're running...
the finance guy I talk to, bro, I love him. But every time, I don't think he's a psychopath, but he's like cut and clean, bro. I talk to him, he'll ask me about like how my business is going, like social media in general. And he'll just be like, oh really, that's so interesting. Like 30 times in a conversation. Oh, really? Oh, really? That's so interesting. Tell me more. And I'll be like, yo, there's no way you're actually caring about this.
Companies, hosting talk shows, writing laws.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Every time in that exact tone.
And cutting people up in all.
I love him, though. He's so interesting. And when he says that, I giggle every time.
In order to save their lives. Again, not everyone in these careers is a psychopath.
Oh, really? That's fascinating.
Obviously. But I've got almost 100k subscribers now. The statistics say around 1,000 to 4,000 of you are straight up psychos. I still love you all. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And
let's read the comments. How people make money is the name of the channel. As my cousin suggests some career options for me, and she said, wait, what? For me, and that jerk sent me this video. Oh my God. I almost misread that. Skipping words, not great. That's why I hang with engineers or blue collars in general. They just want to fix stuff. Bro's acting like every person in any category of that job is immediately a psychopath. It's like just a higher percentage. Politicians, medical field, it's full of them. Psychopaths are bred to run major corporations. The sheer lack of empathy that's required to lay off 5,000 people to a small town factory, go home later, sleep like a baby. Yeah. It's just shitty companies need to be